opinions. Okay. Hi guys, welcome to Cricket Fan Zone. Joining me today is Junior and also cricket expert Kishore has joined us from Crick Voice. In what has been the most astounding series I have witnessed personally after 2001 and நீங்க சச்சினே அவருடைய வீடியோல பார்த்தா கிரேட்டஸ்ட் டெஸ்ட் சீரிஸ் எவர்னு சொல்லிட்டாரு. ஆக்சுவலா சச்சின் ஆடாத சீரீஸ்ல பார்க்காத சீரீஸ்ல அவர் வாயில் அப்படி வந்ததுக்கப்புறம் நம்ம ஒன்றும் சொல்ல முடியாது. அன்பிலியபிள் playing from this team which is completely broken, no skeleton, no spine, no Kohli, no Ashwin. Most improbable story. ஷார்ட் சாங் ரிடம்ஷன் படம் மாதிரி இருந்துச்சு அந்த வின் பண்ணது. ஆக்சுவலா ஒரு பால் போகும்போது எங்களுக்கு டிஸ்பிலீஃப் எவ்ரி பால். ஐ வாஸ் லைக் அன்பிலீவபிள். And so you're just trying to relive that experience. And so first thoughts, Kishore, what are your thoughts on this? You would have seen all sorts of cricket. So have you seen anything like this?
I'll tell you why this was much important than 2001 series where India won. It was only one day of remarkable comeback, meaning the Dravid-Lakshman partnership was only one day and that changed the series. But this was almost 15 to 18 days of non-stop fighting cricket. This is literally unheard of. That is one. And two, that was our home conditions and this was away. I mean, going to Australia and winning there is a pinnacle. Ellarume solluvaanga. So to go there and play with your, as you said, without your star players, without your experienced players, and to do it away and more so in Australia. So I think this is one of the, I think this is the best test series win. Forget home or away. This is the best test series win I witnessed at least. I mean, we could have seen 2005 Ashes where England, Australia, other close series. But Indian cricket, to me, this is the best test series win.
Junior, ரெண்டு பேரும் actually that is a very crazy stat. Last time somebody beat Australia and GABBA, Virat Kohli was 16 days old. That's the statistics. Okay, 1988 பிறந்தியான்னு தெரியல ஜூனியர். ஆமா, நீ எனக்கு பிறந்தியான்னு தெரியல, நீ பிறக்கல.
And ironically 2021 his daughter is born. So
daughter is born and 33 years. And the streak is longer than some of the ages of most of the players in the Indian team. Washington Sundar, Pant is 23 years old. So 33
almost
years.
எல்லாருமே I think only Pujara or Ran ரெண்டு பேர் தான் இருப்பாங்க நினைக்கிறேன்.
Ashwin somewhere 32 33 யாருமே அந்த ஸ்ட்ரீக் வயசு கூட இல்ல. So unbelievable. Junior, what are your thoughts on that?
I think நம்ம பேசுறப்போ probably third day endல நம்ம பேசணுமோ or somewhere like fourth day morning. I think நம்ம சொல்றப்போ I think we both were saying some way rain வரணும், some sessions must be washed out, we just want to take that 1-1 and get the trophy back home. இதுதான் நம்ம எல்லாரும் பேசினது. Because it's not just GABBA. In the test match போனதே பார்த்தா it was one of the biggest heist தான். Again SCG மாதிரியே தான். We were 183 for 6 in the first innings. Nowhere to go. And Washington Sundar, Shardul Thakur வரைக்கும் பேட்டிங்கே ஆடினது கிடையாது இந்த லெவல்ல. To come back from there and concede just 30 runs lead, even 30 runs lead அப்ப கூட I felt okay, they might set us some 400 target maybe and then we have to play out for a draw. இதுதான் நினைச்சது. But to chase 330 plus or something, I mean, that's unbelievable. When have we ever said an Indian team on a day 5 wicket can last more than 50 overs? நான் பார்த்ததே இல்லை. ஏன்னா நம்ம விளையாண்ட கடைசி 8 years of experience, I still remember what happened in 2014. We were so close to victory, just 60 runs to go, 6 wickets, we lost it like this. Just like that. So, in the 300 on a 5th day, we lost Rohit Sharma at the start. And I thought, okay, fine. Now, if rain doesn't come, what are we going to do? And then even at 160 odd for 4, like another 160 more runs. Where do we go and fetch another 160 more runs? Hope illa. But from there to come back, I think probably Kishore will also reiterate this. It's not the experience of the team. It's more about they had nothing to lose. They did not think or they did not carry any baggages of the past, or they did not think we are expected to do something. Probably it's just their own self-belief. And they thought, maybe I won't even play the next test match. Even if we win, the chances of me playing the next match is bleak because the seniors will come back. I have to give my best so that I might find some spot in the near future. So maybe in the fearless approach, and then that is where I think Ravi Shastri could have helped. We all know that I don't like Ravi Shastri as a coach for sure, but in the particular scenario or situation, his pep talk or maybe his motivation of saying, don't think about anything, just think this is the last day, this is the final day, and just go and do whatever you can. No one is going to come back and say you could have done this, you could have done that, or you have probably let go of the match. Maybe that freeness what he could have instilled in this team probably worked wonders, but I still cannot believe it has still not sunk in.
I saw a small forward on Ravi Shastri. They just spoke about in the 1986 tight test. And supposedly in the last innings, he was the only one who was actually going for a victory at that time. He scored 48 of 40 balls, something like that he scored. And he was actually chasing victory despite the team orders kind of being like drop idla and Ramodu. He's that kind of a spirit who kind of chases the improbable. So I think we are being very harsh with him. No, or forward now, Padicha. About Ravi Shastri, but we'll get to Ravi Shastri a bit later. But and also Kishore, like the architects of this victory, obviously will be your newcomers, the fast bowlers who started the whole thing. Starting with Mohammad Siraj, who led the attack in the second, third test out of nowhere, and then he had a bunch of net bowlers, T20 bowlers giving him company. And the first innings bowling crucial. Yeah, what are your thoughts on that?
Kandipa, I mean, to have these kind of innings, idhilende clear ah onnu theriyudu, where on a given day, whatever you have in the paper doesn't count. I mean, on a given day, all it takes as a batsman is just one nick. So it doesn't matter who is bowling at the other end. Or nick ana podum. So I mean, we are talking. There is no doubt that India played above their whatever there was expected. But I would like to talk more from an Australian perspective, because we have seen a lot of articles. We have seen so much from an Indian perspective. So I just thought, what went wrong for Australia in this series? Forget this test. Right throughout the series, what went wrong, and what I mean, even the greatest of fans, an Indian fan, wouldn't have expected 2-1 from this series. Let's be honest. So what went wrong for Australia? So two things come to my mind straight away. One is their negative approach to batting. I mean, first thing is, you cannot have a wicket-keeper batsman throughout the test series as a specialist test batsman. Matthew Wade solran. It could be a temporary fix, but you cannot go through an entire series. That means என்ன சொல்லுது? I mean, the countryல ஒரு ஸ்பெஷலிஸ்ட் பேட்ஸ்மேன் இல்லையா? I mean,
Kishore, இங்க எனக்கு ஒரு question. நீங்க வந்து they did not even think about Khwaja, or maybe Sean Marsh is old, but why is that they did not think about both of them?
Exactly.
Scored some runs before. They didn't add any pedigree or didn't change it at all. அது எனக்கு புரியவில்லை.
If I was Australia, I would have even thought of thinking, I mean, bringing in some batsman who is doing well in the Big Bash. I know it's a different format, but in the level, all you need that good headspace where you are scoring runs in some format. So Wade, I mean, you think of Australia and they have produced Pontings, the Clarks, the Haydens. And the countryல batsman இல்லையா to play a wicket keeper as a proper specialist batsman at number 5. I'll tell you something. Number 5, test batting is completely, totally different to what you do in other formats. Because இதுல வந்து you cannot go into the shell, or you cannot தூக்கி அடிச்சு அவுட் ஆனாலும் சொல்லுவாங்க. So that and the batting pacing of the innings is so crucial in a test format that you cannot get from Wade. I mean, you cannot blame him. That is not his role. So first thing is their negative approach to batting throughout the series. Even the likes of Smith, Labuschagne, they were not looking to dominate. I mean, yeah, it happened in Sydney, but that was a very, very flat track and it clicked for them. But apart from that, given that conditions, they were completely, basically அவங்க என்ன பண்ணாங்கன்னா, they were fear of getting out. I could sense from their batting approach. And
also Wade has been to open and then again play in the middle order. Sudden
இல்ல, நான் ஓவராலா ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு எனக்கு. Do you think someone like a Justin Langer, who's like a proper test great, who has been part of the amazing Australian test squad, and now he is a coach actually, is he kind of bit off the key when it comes to modern day cricket by not including T20 players? Is he stuck with that old method, test player, not test player? Are they too boxed in? in terms of
He has
strategy.
problems with Glenn Maxwell.
அப்படியும்
He
இல்லையே.
always says.
If you are thinking that way, Wade is not a proper batsman. Wade is not he's in fact a T20 cricketer. If you ask me, he's not a proper test batsman. He's not scored runs in the Shield games where he bats for longer periods. So அந்த ஆர்குமெண்ட்டுக்கும் வர முடியாது. So he was caught in between. I'm telling you, வேடோட இன்க்ளூஷன் எதுக்காக இருக்கும் அப்படின்னு நினைக்கிறேன்னா, because they wanted someone who could score runs like a T20 and I mean எனக்கு அவனோட இன்க்ளூஷன் வந்து ஸ்டில் he could have scored hundreds and hundreds, but I would definitely not go in with the wicket keeper batsman at number 5. One, and second thing, the kind of wickets that they produce for this series suggested their batting is completely in a big shambles. I'm telling you, you have Cummins, you have Hazelwood, you have Stark line, you have 4 bowlers who have picked more than 1,000 wickets, and you produce wickets. You are basically scared of Bumrah, etc., that your batsmen are not going to score runs. Give a sporting track. Even if you are getting out 150, expect Australia to bowl India out for less than 100. I mean, that is how they should have gone. I mean, even at GABBA, I'm telling you, even at GABBA, this was not a proper GABBA wicket that we have seen. I'm not taking any credit away from Indian batsmen. Please don't get me wrong there. But this was, I've been seeing for almost 20 years how it is. I mean, GABBA எப்படி நடந்திருக்குன்னு. This was definitely not the usual GABBA track. I'm telling you. And the third thing, if I could continue, the third thing was how the likes of Shardul Thakur, Natarajan got the ball to swing. Fourth day batting Australia ஆடும்போது சக்கு நிக்காய் போயிட்டு இருந்தது. Why did that not happen? I'm telling you, because this could be the reason. Maybe that GABBA wicket was for bowlers who were trying to swing the bowl up. Probably Shardul Thakur ivlo swing ஆயிட்டு இருந்தது. It was like banana swing for him. If you see Smith or dismissal, if you see Labushaine's dismissal, and I don't remember one single edge of Indian batsman on day 5. ஒரு edge கூட ஆல. So maybe they were hitting the deck hard. They probably did the bouncer ploy a little more. They could have probably included more. Maybe that surprise. பாத்தீங்களா, ஹாரிஸோட dismissal was a surprise bouncer. Probably they could have used the bouncer as a surprise weapon and bowled that channel outside off stump. You never know. I mean, their tactics was completely wrong right from right throughout the series.
Kishore, with respect to the
Prashant, welcome.
But
Welcome.
Yeah.
First, welcome, Prashant. Hi.
thank you.
First, I want I just want to make a point, and then I want your opening thoughts on the victory first before getting to the strategy.
Okay.
First, Sachin had made this video about Mohammad Siraj Pati, a small video I put saying, when commentator said that he hit the crack. I don't think he hit the crack. It was skill actually. And I think because in the so-called cracks did not come at all in day 5 pitch for all the Australian bowlers. So you also credit to the skill of Shardul and Siraj in a way by bowling a bit fuller like in Sonamari. Instead of the short ball tactics. Pujara short ball போட்டு அவனை அடிக்கிறதுக்கு அவனுக்கு full ball போட்டு அவுட் ஆக்கிடலாம். அதான் I felt like
I always felt டெஸ்ட் கிரிக்கெட் நீங்க பாத்தீங்கன்னா ஷார்ட் பால் விக்கெட்ஸ் வந்து ரொம்ப கம்மி தான் கிடைக்கும். தட் ஷார்ட் பால் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் டு ரஃப் அப் த பேட்ஸ்மேன் அண்ட் தென் த ஃபாலோ அப். நிறைய கமெண்ட்ரி கேட்டிருக்கோம் இல்லையா, த ஃபாலோ அப் டெலிவரி இஸ் வெரி க்ரூஷியல். சோ இந்த ஷார்ட் பால்லாம் பேட்ஸ்மேன் பீட் ஆவான், அடிப்படும், எல்லாமே ஆகும், ஆனா எட்ஜ் வாங்காது. தட் இஸ் த ப்ராப்ளம். if you see Indian bowlers, they were bowling lot fuller. So 2-4 போனாலும் edge was taken, where Australian bowlers were little short. I mean, in fact, too short. நல்லா இருந்தது. புஜாராக்கு அடிப்பட்டது, பீட்டன் ஆகும். ஜென்ரலா பேக் ஃபுட்ல போயிட்டு ஷார்ட் பால் வந்து எட்ஜ் ஆகி போறதை விட ஹாஃப் காக்ல முன்னாடி வந்து எட்ஜ் ஆறது தான் நிறைய பார்த்திருக்கோம் நம்ம. So probably they got their tactics wrong.
Okay. So என்னோட initial viewpoints, you can all see me wearing whites. Okay, this is one of the best moments of Indian cricket. It's a tribute. I'm playing the game, so I connect with the game at a different level. So test cricket க்கு இதை விட ஒரு பெரிய அட்வர்டைஸ்மெண்ட்டே கிடையாது. Because of the adversities this team faced, okay, and how they came back and won the Border Gavaskar Trophy, it's a great story, and there are individual stories in it. ஒன்னொன்னுத்துக்கும் புக் எழுதலாம். Okay, and everybody stuck to their role. Nobody is telling a role reversal பண்ணோம், நீ போய் சடனா இது சேஞ்ச் பண்ணோம் அது சேஞ்ச் பண்ணோம்னு எதுவுமே நடக்கல. Rishabh Pant was always focusing on the target. Pujara was always playing for a draw, and it was a wonderful combination. Session by session, these guys battered Australians out of the competition, and only in the last session, last 1 hour, last few overs, the match got decided. Till that time, okay, the Australian management did not see it coming at all. Let me be very honest. They did not see it coming. They could have settled for a draw, but they did not see Border Gavaskar Trophy and the celebrations by the Indian team till the last minute. Now, questions are raised about Tim Paine's captaincy. Poor guy. The entire system around him is talking about Indian team getting washed out 4-0. அதுக்கப்புறமா ஒரு டர்ன் அரவுண்ட், பட் தென் SCGல they were dominating. 1 hour bad session for us in Adelaide. Probably they dropped some catches in the last few hours, last session in SCG. அப்படிதான் அவங்க பார்த்தாங்களோ தவிர பார்டர் கவாஸ்கர் ட்ராஃபி இஸ் கோயிங் டு பி win by Indiaன்றது அவங்களால they did not see it coming. And that is the beauty of this particular series. And
they clearly, as Prashant said, they clearly underestimated India. I mean, if you that is the beauty of sport. If you underestimate someone,
why would they go on and play the same set of 4 bowlers? Cameron Green was actually not used as a bowler. Chumma வந்து 1 over,
he was underused as a bowler.
Last 4 same bowlers. I mean, see,
with no breaks in between.
Stark has the issue of getting broken down. Solapona and
first ego dent ஆனது அவங்களுக்கு என்னன்னா 4 bowlers, Smith and Warner not being there, we won 2-1. So அதுலயே டீம் செலெக்ஷன் சர்க்குலேட் பண்ணிட்டு இருந்தாங்க. They could not see what is actually happening. They could not dissect and understand, oh, this is where we are going wrong. Smith and Warner are back. அவன் இன்ஜுரியோ இல்லையோ, I will put him in the 11. Psychologically அவங்கள அடிச்சிடலாம். Psychological இதே கட்டளையே தான் இருந்தாங்களோ தவிர.
Sean Marsh and Khwaja did not have a horrendous series. They were decent enough. Actually, Smith and Labuschagne in the series la pata probably they did a little better than them. It's not throughout like they had out of the whole series.
Throughout the 4 test matches, I'm telling you that Harris guy, he is the best opener for Australian team. Nobody else. Either they were haunted by them not being physically fit for the match, or they did not have the technique. Okay, first class 200, but we figured it out actually.
Last time when we played, Harris scored runs against us.
Exactly.
Harris scored runs against us. So I don't really understand. And then half fit Warner உள்ள கொண்டு வந்ததுலேருந்தே அவங்க கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் தெரிஞ்சு போச்சு. It was such a defensive thing to do, and he was not able to run and all those things. And I think the theory became very convenient for them. Oh, Warner Smith இல்ல, அதனால தான் நம்ம தோத்துட்டோம். Instead of actually going deep into why they failed last time.
Clouded by it.
I always felt that they are afraid of what India can do rather than what they could do actually. And then the question of underestimate. Did they underestimate this Indian, especially the Brisbane match? Almost India ஆடிட்டு இருக்கு.
Actually, I have a doubt on that. If they underestimated this Indian team, Tim Paine would have declared a 275-280 and said, 5th day, Brisbane, 4th and 5th day, we will go and roll them over. He waited till they got all out.
Only Shardul Thakur and Washington Sundar's partnership created the doubt in him. Nothing else.
No. Underestimate is not in the final test. I am telling you, after 36 all out, they underestimated India. They didn't see that MCG thing. They didn't see the MCG thing coming back.
They come out of that 36 and the myth. I think they got stuck with that, and they were hoping that the bowlers will come back and do that.
They were not underestimating India in the final test. In fact, they were overestimating India in the final test. I'm telling you, the way they batted in the first innings at GABBA, it was clearly they were scared of scoring runs. நானும் முன்னாடியே சொன்னேன், their body language was very very clear that they were actually afraid. If இந்த டீமோட நம்ம தோத்துட்டோம்னா காலிங்கிற மைண்ட் செட்ல தான் விளையாண்டாங்க. I mean, I'm very much sure they had this. Australia never do that.
This is the most un-Australian Australian team, the most un-Australian Australian captain I have seen in whatever time I've seen. We'll just move on to different topics. So first, I want to get down to the heroes. Actually, what are your? I mean, I just want a tribute on Cheteshwar Pujara. I mean, maligned all across for batting slow, this and that. The bat பிடிக்க தெரிஞ்சவன், bat பிடிக்காத தெரிஞ்சவன், தெருவில் விளையாடுறவன் எல்லாரும் சொல்லிட்டாங்க, ஆட தெரியல, ஸ்லோவா ஆடுறான், போறாது, எல்லாம் சொல்லிட்டாங்க. And then kind of
இந்த மாதிரி
now Australia
சொல்றவங்க
kind of
எல்லாருமே
dying for
வந்து
him.
இந்த மாதிரி சொல்றவங்க எல்லாருமே வந்து they live in IPL world. I am very very sorry. Test cricketனா சேதேஸ்வர் புஜாரா கிட்ட போய் கத்துக்கிட்டோம் எல்லாரும். Period.
Sachin
That's all my
Tendulkar, right?
viewpoint.
You saw Sachin Tendulkar's tribute. He never calls out any individual batsman like that. Okay, he's not that kind of a guy.
Yes.
Like in this video, he says, "Chetas Pujara, avana paathu pesuran. Chetas Pujara, you are a world class batsman. I respect what you are doing." Abdine sunna, because he could see the pain he went through. So just your thoughts on Pujara's innings. How was it?
Unbelievable.
No doubt. I mean, he said இந்த மாதிரி சேஸ்ல என்ன ஆகும்னா நான் சொல்றேன் பாருங்களேன். ஜென்ரலா on day 5 they wouldn't have looked at 324 at the start of the day. They'll say, Pujara, you bat for 2 sessions. Then definitely on the end run varum. Luckily we had the likes of Gill, Pant and those guys. I'm telling you, I actually in fact put a tweet saying that I mean it was a good combination to have. You have old, I mean at least I felt that 324 was a lot of runs, but a lot of young guys on Twitter said that no 3-4 runs per over தானே, என்ன ஈஸியா அடிச்சிடலாமே. I mean that is the kind of enthusiasm the current gen cricketers have now. You take the Gill, Pant, they were just seeing the ball and hitting. அவ்வளவுதான். டே 5 அது என்ன மேக்ஸிமம் என்ன ஆகும், எட்ஜ் வேணா அவுட் ஆகும், அந்த மாதிரி மைண்ட் செட் தான் ஆனாங்க. So you had that perfect. I'm telling you, they wouldn't have looked at 324 at least until T. They would have said, okay, just bat normally, as Prashant said, do your role. Gill, நீ போய் ரன் அடிக்கணும், ரன் அடி, it doesn't matter. Even if you saw that Mayank Agarwal wicket, right, முன்னாடி சொல்லிருப்பாங்க, you go see the ball. Yeah, one end someone should stay, which is what Pujara did. So அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகும், I'm telling you, for a bowling side இல்ல, they would definitely அந்த ஒருத்தர் வந்து ஆனால ஓகே அவன் விக்கெட்டே எடுக்க முடியாதுன்னா the you know that this thing goes down. You can see, I mean Pujaraவோட contribution, let's not even look at only the numbers, right? That impact இல்ல, ஒரு bowling சைடுக்கு ஒருத்தர் இவ்வளவு நேரம் விளையாண்டால இதோட ஈக்குவலண்ட் என்ன அப்படின்னா, ஒரு வந்து பயங்கரமா ரன் அடிச்சிட்டு இருக்காரு. அப்படி இருக்கும்போது என்ன ஆகும்னா, இன்னும் 2 கோலி பேட்ஸ்மேனுக்கும் நிறைய ரன் கிடைக்கும். ஏன்னா மைண்ட் செட் எல்லாமே வந்து அந்த பேட்ஸ்மேன் ரன் கொடுத்து அந்த 2 போடலாம்ப்பா அப்படிங்கும் போது யுவர் மைண்ட் டசன்ட் ஒர்க் தட் வே. ஸோ புஜாராவோட இன்னிங்ஸ் த்ரூ அவுட் த சீரீஸ், இன்ஃபேக்ட் த்ரூ அவுட் த சீரீஸ், his presence in the middle is more than the numbers or more than the time he's played. That gives a psychological edge to the whole Indian unit. தான் நான்
ஒரு question Pujara மேல ரெண்டு பேர்கிட்ட கேக்குறேன், பிரசாந்த் and Kishore, I want your answers because you have played cricket.
Yeah.
What does it take for a batsman to keep getting hit, and the physical injury or the bravery which takes, one is the skill to bat and all that. What is the mindset of a batsman when you constantly get hit like that and you stay on? அது என்ன மாதிரி mindset? What is your, how does he do it?
நான் சொல்லட்டுமா, அடிபடும் போது he'll only think of the next ball. I'm telling you, any batsman, அவனுக்கு இன்னைக்கு எந்திரிச்சு விளையாட சொல்லுங்க, he'll not go and bat. இன்னைக்கு தான் அதோட இம்பாக்ட் இருக்கும், அடி வலி எல்லாமே தெரியும். At the heat of the moment when you are getting hit, all you're concentrating is the next ball. And Pujara is slightly at a higher level where his concentration, next ball அவ ஆடுறது பார்த்தா அதுக்கு முன்னாடி பால் எதுனா ஆச்சுன்னு கூட யாருக்குமே தெரியாது. Irrespective of he scored a boundary or he's been hit or he's got beaten.
I'll tell you the most favorite moment for me, after he got smacked on the head, he played the most perfect defense as if nothing happened. அடுத்த பாலே, that's so
actually ஒரு பெரிய சேஞ்ச் என்னன்னா, if we have seen 2013-14 Ashes when England came to Australian shores, they actually did not get hit, but they were afraid of Johnson. They were moving away from all these short deliveries. Actually, they did not get hit a lot. Solano Abdina, before they got hit, they were afraid. So they started to lose their wicket being afraid. But what Pujara did was, okay, if you're going to throw bounces at me, throw bounces at me. I am not going to preempt and I am not going to be afraid. Rather, I will take the blow. In the heat of the moment, my adrenaline will be high. I want to stay there. It doesn't matter how fast you are going to bowl. England did the opposite. They were running for their life. They wanted to go back to England. And India decided that we will stay here. It doesn't matter how you bowl. And the change in attitude or a different mindset probably played a big role.
And so also from a bowler's perspective, நம்ம டிவில பாக்குறதுக்கு ரொம்ப ஈஸியா இருக்கு. I'm telling you, ஒரு பவுன்சர் போடுறதுக்கும் அவ்வளோ எஃபர்ட், ரைட் ஃப்ரம் his shoulder to knees and ankle எல்லாமே அவ்வளோ எஃபர்ட். So அதனால வந்து the more you make them bowl bounces, it is actually an advantage to you because I told you at the start of the program, they did that bouncer thing little too much, and not Pujara is not the right batsman to keep bowling bouncers. Because he's not going to pull you, he's not going to top edge, he's not going to இங்க catch கொடுக்குற ஆள் கிடையாது. See, if you see all his dismissals this series, it is always Goodland delivery, edge, caught keeper.
Each of a delivery.
So,
It takes
so
starter to get him out.
They did that bouncer thing little too much, and by the time they realized run வந்துருச்சு, I mean by the time they realized everything was like okay, ஐயோ இப்போ வந்து நம்ம டிரா ஆடணுங்கிற அந்த ஒரு மைண்ட் செட் வந்துருச்சுனாலே வந்து they were gone.
Okay, I'll take Adi's question now. Okay, having played the game, suppose if I get a hit, okay, the entire system is going to tell me, oh, be more alert, don't get hit. Okay, அப்படிதான் அடுத்த பாலை ஃபேஸ் பண்றதுக்கான இது இருக்கும். ஓகே, அது see the next ballக்கு தான் ஃபோக்கஸ் இருக்கு, பட் the entire system is tuned to sort of set right your technique to face such adversities again. But hit வாங்கி இருக்கும் போதும் how Pujara handled it, only Pujara could have done, nobody could have done, because the volumes of hit kept on increasing. ஒரு ஹிட் எப்பயாவது ஒன்று நடந்தது, அதுக்கப்புறமா ஐ பில்ட் அ குட் இன்னிங்ஸ் அப்படின்னா it will just fade in the memory lane. Okay, but this fellow was getting constantly hit, and to do that, and to do that, just forget the previous ball, focus on the current ball. It's like meditation at its highest level. Okay, this is spiritualism at its highest level. Only Pujara could have done that. So test match cricketல இந்த மாதிரி யாராவது ஃபாலோ பண்ணான்னா ஸ்கூலே எடுக்கலாம் எப்படி ஆடணும்னு. Pujara should be the coach. Okay,
and it requires a mindset without ego, yeah. Literally, because I remember Ravindra Jadeja உங்களுக்கு ஞாபகம் இருக்குங்களா, when Mitchell Starc bowled a spell where he scored that wonderful 50 something, he kept bowling short, and then first thing and then he pulled the fourth time or 4-5 அப்புறம். He doesn't have the technique to play, so I'm not comparing both the batsmen, but what does he say the mindset? அடி வாங்கின அப்புறம் ஏன் அவன் திருப்பி அடிக்க ட்ரை பண்ணுவான்? Why is he not trying to hook him?
அப்படி கிடையாது. அதுதான் கேம், அதுதான் சொல்றேன், கேம் பிளான் அதுதான். See, it is very easy to tell from here to, but Pujara is not a compulsory hooker, he is not a player. So what see, each player will have their own technique to overcome adversities, right? So if someone is aggressive against short ball, நீ பாத்தீனா when someone is getting hit, I mean, I'm not comparing batsmen, but each one will have their own technique. Pujara oda technique வந்து see, அடி வாங்குறோம் சொல்லி அடிக்க போனா, that means we have lost the battle there. கண்டிப்பா அடிக்க போயிருந்தா you would have out. அதே மாதிரி ஜடேஜா அடிபட்டுருச்சேன்னு சொல்லிட்டு திரும்பி அடி வாங்க போனா he will be out. So each one will have their set of way to come out. I mean, not only short ball, for that matter, anything, any great batsman if you have seen over the years, they'll have their own technique to come out of any adversities. I remember one innings, சொல்லும் போது என்ன ஞாபகம் வருது, மைக்கேல் கிளார்க் ஒரு இன்னிங்ஸ் சவுத் ஆப்பிரிக்கால ஆடும்போது, I remember that innings very vividly. He was literally bang getting hit here repeatedly from Morne Markle. The way he got out of that series, that barrage and scored 100, he had a different style. He was coming into the line of the ball and he's letting the ball go. So each one has their even defensive kuda, each one will have their ways to get out of it. So it is not that set pattern, bouncer adi vaangana ipdidan velila varanum kedaiyadhu. The only thing is you have to be in the moment. In the moment la irundha you can definitely come out of it.
So I have 3 points. Give me some time. Okay, first, with respect to tremendous self-confidence of Pujara about his defense capabilities. Okay, he just simply forgets the previous ball and then does it again and again. He has to necessarily bat for so many balls to sort of get into a confidence mode to play some of his shots. Okay, other second important point, I had also tweeted about it. If I am a Shubman Gill or Rishabh Pant, all I want is Pujara at the other end, because for this set of Australian bowlers, he is making them earn the wicket and also making them tire out. So all I want to do is play my normal game and it would become a perfect partnership. Okay, that is second. Third important point, Steve Waugh, while Rahul Dravid was playing, he told his team, first 10 minutes try to get Rahul Dravid's wicket. If you are not able to take his wicket, just focus on the remaining batsmen. That's all. Now Australians Who is there sane enough to tell them this advice? They kept on trying it with Pujara, getting tired out, made it easy for the likes of Gill and Punt to play their normal game. There also they missed the trick.
I felt
இந்த
they are
மாதிரியான
more
ஒரு
interested in intimidating and hitting the
exactly
player rather than actually taking the wicket. And they were
yeah
bowling with anger. They couldn't believe that this.
Actually, they were angry at one particular thing. They were unhappy that the fifth day wicket of SCG and GABBA did not play the way they wanted. They wanted cracks right in the middle of the pitch. They were so upset that cracks did not turn up. In the 2013-14 series, middle stump pitch fifth slip ball போகும். They wanted something like that to make sure
No.
they go on and win this game.
one
No,
or two
no.
balls would happen like that, Junior.
Yeah, but
Okay,
நான் சொல்றது
I'll
அப்படி
tell
நீ
you.
ஆட முடியுமா கேம்?
But it's
Pitch
a,
is
it's
Junior,
a psychological.
They came out and said
Junior,
that the fifth day
no, no.
was still
Junior,
batting
there
paradise.
was enough help on a day 5 wicket. They didn't execute their plans properly. ஏன்னா fourth day ஆடும்போது Shardul, I told you right, Shardul Thakur was swinging the ball. Basically, they had the perfect plans. இது நான் சொல்ற மாதிரி their ego was in between. They wanted to blast the batsman out on a day 5 wicket, and they did
Exactly.
that short ball plan little bit too much. Wickets வந்த உடனே wicket கிடைக்காது. See, these are irrespective of what it is said and done. Even if it is India seaside, they are test batsmen, so they'll not just give the wickets away. அடிப்படுதுன்னு சொல்லிட்டு விக்கெட் எல்லாம் கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. இந்த டைம் இந்த காலத்துல சென்னை ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டிவிஷன் லீக்லயே அப்படி யாரும் விக்கெட் கொடுக்க மாட்டாங்க. ஸோ அட் டெஸ்ட் லெவல் யூ cannot expect the batsman to blow them out. Even when you said right, Ashes England and when they were scared, it was not the short ball that was getting them out. It was அதோட follow up. It was a good length delivery that was helping them to
swinging deliveries, Yorkers and all those things.
Yeah.
That's how.
So in a short ball வந்து maybe 1 or 2 wickets கிடைக்கும் throughout the innings, 1 or max 2. So and Prashant, one point of view was you cannot leave. I mean, you cannot say that Pujara 10 minutes ஆனதுக்கு அப்புறம் you cannot say that அவன் விக்கெட் எடுக்காம இன்னொருத்தர விக்கெட் எடுன்னு சொல்ல முடியாது, because at that stage Pujara's wicket at any stage will only put pressure on India. So நான் சொன்னேன் their thought process of getting his wicket was I mean getting him out was important, but the way they executed their plans was
they wanted a minefield on fifth day. They were expecting middle stumpல போடுற பால் வந்து ஸ்பின் ஆகி ஆஃப் ஸ்டம்புக்கு தாண்டி. That is what they were expecting from Nathan Lyon.
அது first hourல தெரிஞ்சிரும்ல அஜி. So we have 1000 wickets, you have so much of wickets. So you have
it frustrated them so badly. ஏன்னா மேட்ச் முடிஞ்ச அப்புறம் from coach to captain இதேதான். Yes, it's a fantastic win, but we have seen better fifth day wickets, and that's there in their head.
The denial is this problem with this team actually, and they got so stuck in the Gabbatar stereotype. See, why would Tim Payne talk about that to Ravi Ashwin, a guy who's nearly taken 400 test wickets? You're going and telling him come to Gabba. அவன் என்ன ஆப்போது எனக்கு புரியல. அவன் 100 மேட்ச் ஆட போறான் இந்த கொஞ்ச நாள் இந்தியாக்கு. He's not like a rookie, right? The whole thing. Then what are you saying? He was saying that the SCG test அப்பயே போச்சு. அவ்வளவுதான். Gabbaல உன்னை பாத்துக்கிறேன்னா இங்க முடிஞ்சு போச்சுன்னு அர்த்தமா அப்போ ஆல்ரெடி. So அதுதான் ரொம்ப டிஃபரென்ஷியலா இருக்கு.
PR to Gabba. Too much PR
and
to Gabba.
Australian fans, they're mocking their own team. They're saying that the Gabba tour was achieved by the other teams. So Steve Waugh and Ricky Ponting don't try to hog on to that legacy. In the recent future, they have done nothing. South Africa has beaten Australia. India has now beaten Australia.
இல்ல ஆனா I would slightly differ there. See, always Gabba is the first test of any series, and visiting teams will play test cricket first and then the ODI white ball cricket. So immediately வந்து 1 weekல people used to get very difficult to acclimatize to that bounce. So everything was in favor of India, no doubt about that. நான் முன்னாடி சொன்ன மாதிரி this was not a proper Gabba wicket on day one. எனக்கு தெரிஞ்சிச்சு it was a dry wicket. Having said all that, I'm telling you, I'm not denying, I'm not telling that India didn't play well, but this was lots of factors in there. I mean, Gabbala, they have played well, no doubt. I mean, Gabbala, because why they have played well? Because it was the first test of any series, and it had a lot of bounce earlier, and also namunade sonna mari batsman overseas, I mean the visiting batsman will not have time to acclimatize to the conditions. But now everything is different now. I mean, it was the last test, the bowlers were tired. It was because now ivar Megra சொல்லும்போது commentary I heard Gabba is always the most humid of all the places. That means it is hard and it is difficult for the bowlers to keep persisting to keep bowling for the 100 overs, 110 overs. So the Indians sort of blueprint na munade sonna mari, this is the blueprint to beat Australia in Australia. Bat for 110, 120 overs, put them under pressure. Even if you have scored just 250, put them under pressure. By the time third or fourth test comes, their bowling is slightly weaker.
We'll
I
just
just
keep
have
moving.
one
Yeah.
last point, Adi. Okay.
Yeah.
See, with respect to, I do agree with the previous GABBA wicket and what was offered this time around. Okay. First day, it was considerably slow. We could see a huge difference. Second, third day and all, it really got quicker. But my point is, did Australia bowl the lengths what our B or C string of bowlers achieved in that wicket? Highly doubtful. They were bowling short of lengths too much. They didn't bowl the right lengths, and that is the difference between the two teams.
Yeah. Now the topic I want to move on to is the next guy, which is Shubman Gill, who played impeccably well. 21 years old, and he looked now a quote put in there. He looks as the guy who has peace at the crease and put in there. ஒரு அவங்ககிட்ட ஒரு அமைதி தெரியுது. அது என்ன பேஸ்ல வந்தாலும் ஒரு அன்ரஃபிள்டா ஒரு டெக்னிக்கும். At 21 years, this kind of a performance, fourth innings, scoring 91 against that attack in GABBA. So what are your overall thoughts on Shubman Gill? Have you finally found an opener for quite a while now?
First testலேருந்து நான் சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன் he should be the opener-ன்ட்டு. But glad second testலேருந்து then everyone saw the results, right? There is a really a talent like என்ன சொல்லலாம் ஒரு see he first of all he is tall and Australian wickets suit பண்ற மாதிரி some of his short styles are there. Okay, incoming deliveries, cut shot ஆடுற மாதிரி horizontal batsல he plays punches through the covers.
Yeah.
The original technique is high elbow and then hit it through the covers and all that, right? But this fellow is all about meeting it the face of the bat,
smothering kind of a shot he plays, right?
Exactly. So இதெல்லாம் வந்து ஆஸ்திரேலியன் பவுன்ஸுக்கு சூட் ஆகிற மாதிரி பர்ஃபெக்டா இருக்கும். டால் கைஸே வந்து ஜெனரலா ஆஸ்திரேலியன் கண்டிஷன்ஸ் அந்த பவுன்ஸுக்கெல்லாம் they really adjust well and he is a fantastic puller of the game, right? பார்த்தோம் எவ்வளோ ஃபியர்ஸா the likes of Mitchell Stark அந்த பேஸ் bowling அட்டாக்கே வந்து he can hit it out of the ground na he sees the ball very early. He is quick on his feet and unless it is ப்ராப்பர் லெங்க் மூவிங்னா 2 பால் எட்ஜ் வாங்கி ஸ்லிப்லயும் அவுட் ஆனா. ஓகே, ஸோ அந்த மாதிரி ஃபேக்டர்ஸ் இல்லாம அவங்க லெங்க் சரியா போடாததுனால இட் ஆல்சோ ஒர்க் டு ஹிஸ் அட்வான்டேஜ்.
But I'm so impressed about the mentality. I was so impressed. Like he can come and do that. He's not afraid. He's not trying to. Of course, and you have to give kudos to the management also backing him to do that, to go and do whatever. What about the mentality, Kishore?
Adi, I am telling you. அதனால முன்னாடியே சொன்னேன், யங் பீப்புள் அவன் யங் இருக்கிறது ஒரு அட்வான்டேஜ். பட் த மோர் ஹி பிளேஸ் டெஸ்ட் கிரிக்கெட் அட் த ஹையஸ்ட் லெவல் இல்ல தென் அப்பதான் வந்து வில் நோ ஹவு மென்டலி இஸ். பிகாஸ் வி ஹவ் சீன் சோ மெனி பிளேயர்ஸ் ஹூ டன் த ஃபர்ஸ்ட். இட் இஸ் ஆல்வேஸ் டிஃபிகல்ட் த செகண்ட் இயர் ஆர் தேர்ட் இயர் பிகாஸ்
people இந்த மாதிரி பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் நான் எந்த டெபியூ பேட்ஸ்மேன் கிட்ட பார்த்தது இல்ல. In these kind of conditions, with these kind of bowlers, I know players have done well before, but this is like exceptional batting.
Adi, this is நான் சொல்றேன், this 100% because of all the A tours, all the IPL illa, you face these international bowlers in the nets on a daily basis, right? So it was not the same case 20 years back. ஒருத்தர் இந்தியா டெபியூ பண்ணா அப்படின்னா the likes of Cummins would பார்த்தாலே you are out. I mean 50% இங்கே காலி. So it is not that case anymore. I mean you cannot compare the debut, the people who are making இது இப்படிதான் இருக்கும். இனிமேல் இருக்கிற டெபியூ எல்லாருமே they are not overawed by the situation. They have played against big crowds. They have played against these bowlers in the nets. Gill எல்லாம் வந்து Cummins வந்து 2 months IPL கொல்கத்தா நைட் ரைடர்ஸ்க்கு டெய்லி விளையாண்டுருப்பான் நெட்ல. So it is not that you are facing him. I know nets and match is a totally different இது. But the very fact of seeing 20 years முன்னாடி ஒருத்தர் யாரா டெபியூ பண்றாங்கன்னா irrespective of the talent இல்ல 50% you are lost here. Someone has taken so many wickets. Someone has அதனால வந்து இனிமேல் வர டெபு வந்து நம்ம கம்பேரே பண்ண முடியாது. பிகாஸ் தேர் ஆல்ரெடி they are there along with the best. ஸோ நம்ம ஐபிஎலோட எப்பவுமே நம்ம வந்து நெகட்டிவ் சைட் பார்ப்போம், அதோட பாசிட்டிவ் சைடு இதுதான். I mean, you are playing with the best. I mean, your dressing room, if you see around, you see Washington Sundar, you have Virat Kohli, you have AB de Villiers. Even before playing for the country, he was playing under MS Dhoni. He was playing with Smith 3 years back. So, I mean, nowadays it is not that it is only see the ball and play. It is not irrespective of who's bowling. Now on the 90s la paathiruken. When I don't know Akash Chopra. I mean, he was a very good batsman at Ranji level. But the moment you go there to Australia, I remember in one series 99, he was literally he was running away from the crease because, and it is not his mistake because you have not faced a bowler who's bowling at that pace. I'm telling you, the difference between a first class and international was so huge. I mean, 10-15 years back. Now
I have an
the
interesting
gap is
comparison. நீங்க சொல்றதுல Australia when they did really really well, it was because of the Sheffield cricket was so competitive at that time. You had McGrath, you had Damien Fleming, you had Andy Bickle bowling at them at club level. And 90s Sheffield was so competitive, sometimes more competitive. And visiting teams used to get beaten by Queensland and all those things, if you remember. So அதனால I think அந்த background நீங்க சொல்ற மாதிரி the mentality when they come to play for a Hayden or a Langer, they already faced McGrath, they already faced Fleming and all those. I think the same thing is now happening because of IPL for these Indian young players. And similarly, West Indies, I remember, West Indies, the inter-country rivalry was so hard, it seems, between Jamaica and the team. Michael Holding was bowling to Vivian Richards and all those. Wayne Daniel was bowling to Clive Lloyd. So they were playing already high-class cricket at the domestic level. Is it the same thing happening in Indian cricket because of IPL?
Kind of.
டாபிக் அப்படி கில்ல இருந்து ஐபிஎல்க்கு போயிடுச்சு.
ஓகே இத சுத்திதான் வரேன்.
Yeah, I mean again it அத சொல்றேன்ல அந்த bridge வந்து எல்லா கண்ட்ரீஸ்க்குமே இப்ப க்ளோஸ் ஆயிடுச்சுன்னு தான் நினைக்கிறேன். Because you see lot of players from there coming and playing here. Australian players they are playing here. So on the bridge, அதனால Gill playing that way, I'm not surprised by the way these guys are playing their first test. எப்போ ப்ராப்ளம் வரும் அப்படின்னா, even the likes of Labuschagne, even the likes of the second year, the third year, the bowlers will know where to bowl. I mean, Gill first initial ஆடும்போது they are not very sure. As Prashi said, right, that அதே shot, the strong point will become the weakness in the next tour. You just never know because the bowlers they tend to see the எப்படி விளையாடுறாரு ஒரு பேட்ஸ்மேன் எப்படி விளையாடுறாரு. So I'm not the point. What I'm trying to say is it is not surprising to see the way these guys are making. They're playing their first test.
Important point. Jofra Archer against Shubman Gill in Indian conditions. பார்க்கலாம். பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறமா we will take the discussion forward. Right now for
actually enna we kind of did this when Mayank Agarwal came and had a couple of good series, couple of good test matches in Australia, and then Prithvi Shaw came and he smacked some runs. He had a decent New Zealand na enna solla vara
I kind of beg to differ to that.
Gill has done good, but Gill has played to his strengths on conditions that suits him. He's a good player of spin bowling. He will have a good subcontinent record. But the moment he steps into New Zealand, England, South Africa, it will be a different ball game. The media and fans will start to say he is no longer a good test player. He cannot open. He cannot play the swinging deliveries. He has problems at the outside. So what I would say is he has done good, but Gill is an exceptional talent, fine. But have we found a test opener? No.
Not yet.
Yeah, you need I agree. I mean, we cannot actually think beyond what he has done right now. We have to see how it goes and all that. But for now, even compared to Agarwal and Prithvi Shaw, even though Agarwal did well, I understand what you're saying. I didn't find anyone that comfortable in the crease. That's what I mean. Or visual or almost like he had time while playing pace. I haven't seen with many batsmen. I've seen that with VVS Lakshman. He had like tremendous time when batting at pace. So Prasi, you wanted to say something?
இல்ல அதே பாயிண்ட் தான். ஐ திங்க் ஜூனியர் ஹஸ் கவர்ட் இட் வெல். மற்ற கண்டிஷன்ஸ்லயும் எப்படி எல்லாம் ஆடுறான்னு பார்த்துட்டு அதுக்கப்புறமா ஆஸ்திரேலியன் கண்டிஷன்ஸ் ஃபார் ஹிஸ் ஸ்டைல் ஆஃப் பிளே பர்ஃபெக்டா சூட் ஆச்சு. And he definitely provided a calming effect for the people inside the dressing room. Okay, super. Pona nalla irukku. We can at least stay relaxed for the next 50 runs. அப்படின்ற அளவுக்கு ஒரு கான்ஃபிடன்ஸ் வந்திருக்கு கண்டிப்பா. He should definitely learn and also become better opening batsmen over a period of time. மற்ற கண்ட்ரீஸ்லாம் இருக்கவே இருக்கு. இந்தியன் கண்டிஷன்ஸ்ல சம் ஆஃப் த குவாலிட்டி bowlers எப்படி அவனை ஃபிகர் அவுட் பண்ண போறாங்க, அதை எப்படி பேட்டில் பண்ண போறான். Things are very interesting for Gill, but definitely it
But
was
நீ சொன்ன மாதிரி கவுண்டிங் அனுப்புறது is a good idea actually. It's a good call to sign.
அது ஒரு தனி டாபிக்கே வச்சுக்கலாம். அது ஏன்னா சிஸ்டம் அவளை ப்ரிசர்வ் பண்ணாதான்
நல்ல ஐடியா. ஆனா டெஃபினட்டா நடக்காது. இந்தியா plays so much of cricket. Where is the time?
இல்ல இப்போ இந்த ஒரு பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூ நான் அதை ஆக்சுவலி ட்வீட் பண்ணியிருந்தேன். ஐ திங்க் ஒன் ஆஃப் த பர்சன், தேங்க்ஸ் டு ஹிம் ஃபார் ஹைலைட்டிங் தட். என்ன ப்ராப்ளம்னா தேர் ஆர் பீப்புள் இப்போ ஃபார் விராட் கோலி, நம்ம எல்லாமே விராட் கோலியை ஒரு கிரேட் லெஜெண்டரி பேட்ஸ்மேனா எப்போ நம்ம ஓகேன்னு ஒத்துக்கிட்டோம்னா இங்கிலாந்துலயும் போய் ரன் அடிச்ச பிறகுதான். ஸோ அந்த ஒரு பேசிஸ்ல இங்கிலீஷ் கவுண்டி வாட் இட் ஆஃபர்ஸ், த பால் சேஞ்சஸ், த கண்டிஷன் சேஞ்சஸ், மூவிங் கண்டிஷன்ஸ்ல டெக்னிக் அந்த அளவுக்கு காம்பேக்டா எடுத்துன்னு வர முடியும். டேலண்ட்ஸ் நீ ஒன்னு ப்ரிசர்வ் பண்ணி வச்சுட்டு அவங்களெல்லாம் எப்பெல்லாம் டைம் கிடைக்குதோ, இன்ஸ்பைட் ஆஃப் டூரிங் ஆஸ்திரேலியா மேலேயே ரொம்ப ஃபோக்கஸ் இருக்கு. அதை தவிர கொஞ்சம் இங்கிலாந்துலயும் ஃபோக்கஸ் பண்ணலாம். Go and play New Zealand also.
How can he do that? Because he will be playing IPL. I think he has become now
playing every format.
White ball cricket is now part of the 15.
அதுதான் சொன்னேன், இது ஒரு பெரிய டாபிக், தனியா நம்ம பாட் வச்சுக்கலாம். System should support these youngsters, that's all. Somebody should call out that I'm doing the bad thing.
ரஜினி மாதிரி சிஸ்டம் சரியில்லை, சரி பண்ணுங்கன்னு சொல்லிட்டாரு மாறுங்க அடுத்து. அதுக்கு மேல பேசுறதுக்கு ஒண்ணு இல்லை. பட் நெக்ஸ்ட் கை, ஐ மீன் த பிளாக் பஸ்டர் கை இஸ் ரிஷப் பந்த். His performance in this series in both Sydney batting சொல்றேன், I think he has some record right now. The fourth innings only I think 3 or 4 players to score above 80 in the fourth innings in a draw or a win. I think Sunil Gavaskar has done 4 times, Sachin has done twice, and Ganguly maybe has done twice. So he has that record. So thoughts on Rishabh Pant's batting and his performance given the amount of pressure he is under?
I think for starters நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன் அப்படின்னா, we have
I knew Junior will go first.
Yeah, absolutely. So I think we have players like Pujara, Rahane, so who can pace the innings in a different way, Leah. So having players like Rishabh Pant and Gill kind of complements the team, as well as players who are hardcore test players. ஏன்னா இன்னைக்கு புஜாரா விளையாண்ட இந்த இன்னிங்ஸ் the entire nation is speaking so good about it. But இதே kind of innings தான் a test or before Pujara played, probably we did not end up in the right side or winning side. There was so much criticism on Pujara saying the team was not moving forward, the score was not moving forward, what are we doing, how we can play. But and the talks even from immature fans did not turn up because Gill and Pant kind of increased the pace of the innings. So we need the blend of both these set of players. Or a test cricket la kuda, if we have to go on and stamp our authority, single minded approach from entire team will not work. எல்லாரும் பண்ட் மாதிரி விளையாண்டா நம்ம 200 தாண்ட மாட்டோம். எல்லாரும் புஜாரா மாதிரி விளையாண்டாலும் we will find it hard to score runs. So we need both set of players. And பண்டோட பெரிய அட்வான்டேஜ் இல்ல, for ages we did not have a good left hand batsman coming in at number 5 or a number 6 to give the opposition attack a different challenge. And probably after Saurav Ganguly we did not have Raina, Yuvraj, they never became a proper test player. So sudden இன்னைக்கு ஒரு number 5 and number 6 ஒரு left hander வரப்போ every opposition finds that as a challenge. And this guy does not play poor cricket. Like Nathan Lyon இல்லனா left hander வந்த உடனே பால் எல்பி எடுத்துட்டு போயிட்டே இருப்போம். That is how Nathan Lyon is as a test bowler. But Pant never allowed him to bowl in a way in which where he can tuck the pad in the middle of middle stump. நடக்கவே இல்லை. So a guy who can make the bowlers bowl in different spots and being a left-hander, and he can become touch aggressive, and he left so many deliveries outside the off stump. It's not like he was prodding all the deliveries. அந்த மாதிரி என்ன சொல்றது, ஒரு மைண்ட் ஃபாக் ஆன மாதிரியான ஒரு பிளேயராகவும் இல்லை. He has his own issues, of course. Behind the stumps he has to improve, but what he offers to this team and team balance with the bat, I haven't seen any Indian wicketkeeper, even including MS, was able to offer something like this to change the game. Last guy I saw was Gilchrist. I'm not comparing him with Gilchrist, but this is exactly what Gilchrist did. during his
And
period. He came
I have a
came away.
I have a simple question. Do you see any other batsman in the current setup at Rishabh Pant's position when he came on? Could any other batsman would have taken the team to victory like that? Do you see any other talent like that? நான் across the world சொல்றேன், இந்தியால எனக்கு அது ரொம்ப சர்ப்ரைசிங்கா இருந்து coming at the position. Second part I want to understand from both the experts is what is his mindset? See, because he's been criticized for weight gain, he's been criticized for rightfully criticized for his wicket keeping errors. He's been criticized for a bunch of other things. Whatever he does becomes news. That's his bone and bane. நல்லா ஆடினா அவனை ஒரேடியா கொண்டாடி தூக்கி தூக்கி போட்டுறணும், சரியா ஆடினா புடிச்ச ஸ்லேட் பண்ணிடணும். So when he is coming out to bat, fourth innings, what is his mindset? How is he playing like that?
I think
Kishore,
he likes that. I think he likes that. I mean, he wants to be in the news, even if it is a good news or if it is negative news. So I think he likes that. The way he keeping even if நிறைய பேர் இவ்வளவு டிராப் பண்ணாங்க அப்படின்னா 2-3 கேட்ச் டிராப் பண்ணாங்கன்னா they will be silent. But this guy he knows that this is a part of the game, so he's just thinking, okay, என்ன பண்ணாலும் நியூஸ் ஆகுது, so let me play my game. So that is how he comes and plays. I mean, he has this natural talent. என்னதான் இருந்தாலும் you should have that natural talent to அதான் the talent should meet that attitude, and then only you can perform at that level. So he has that natural talent of that swing of the bat and the short ball. Definitely for the past few months, whatever I've seen this series, he's improved his play against short ball. I mean, he was either he was hitting it in the air, he is either leaving it, or he's very decisive with the short ball. He always had the shots against spinners, that free swing எல்லாம் இருந்தது. But the way he handled quicks in this series, நிறைய பால் வெளியில போட்டது, he left the ball outside. So he was waiting for the ball to come to him to score that run. So it's definitely நம்ம இந்த மாதிரி பேட்ஸ்மேன் நம்ம பார்க்கறோம்னா, we always think of his flamboyant strokes, but in between he has worked on his technique as well. அது நிறைய பேருக்கு அது புரிய மாட்டேங்குது. Because எவ்வளவுதான் நம்ம நிறைய ஷாட்ஸ் ஆடினாலும், irrespective of any even Vivian Richards, right? If your defense is not strong in test cricket, you cannot score consistent runs. Correct. So definitely he's worked on his defense. So he's worked on his batting. There's no doubt about that. As you said, keeping improve. No, I mean everyone knows that. In fact, he even knows that. So let's not even go there. But definitely as Junior said, I agree. He's an impact cricketer. No doubt about that. Only thing is we have to give him that time. இதே மாதிரி ஆடி நாளைக்கு அவுட் ஆனா அப்படின்னா we should not blame him for playing that stroke, because that is his game. You cannot say that in the time irresponsible shot ஆட்டார்னு. You cannot do that.
You should do what we did with Sehwag in a way. Very similar kind of players, but different positions. Where Sehwag was not slated by Ganguly if he adjusts something in the second over to Andrew Caddick or something. He was given the license to go and do what he did. Because now very few players can do what he has done actually. Like he will, out of 10 matches, he will win you 2-3 matches just like on his own. And also, you get a point. So the first part, people forget that his strike rate was around 40, the first half of the innings. And then later he accelerated actually. So he had the game, he has worked on the game to actually stay in the wicket also. Prasi, your thoughts?
Yeah, few important points. Rishabh Pant ஆடின innings, just because we ended up on the winning side, அப்படியே பயங்கரமா ஓவர் க்ளோட் பண்ணி பார்க்கறதுக்கு பதிலாக கரெக்டாக பார்க்கணும். ஓகே, ஃபர்ஸ்ட் திங் ஃபர்ஸ்ட், 320 அடிச்சது, it was not a single-handed effort like what Ben Stokes achieved for England. Very, very important point. Okay. Second, Rishabh Pant could achieve that with lot of other people playing similar roles and playing with a free mind. But having said all that, Rishabh Pant is unique. Okay. நீங்க கேட்ட முதல் கொஸ்டினுக்கு probably somebody who could also do a similar thing அப்படின்னு பார்த்தோம்னா ஒரு bowling all-rounder in the form of Ravindra Jadeja or Hardik Pandya can make such impactful performances which would take the team to a win from a scenario. Single-handed effort probably ரிஷப் பண்டால அவனோட டேவா இருந்தான்னா கண்டிப்பா முடியும். கவலைப்பட மாட்டான் who is standing at the opposite end. அந்த விஷயத்துல யூனிக். I agree with Kishore. இந்த மாதிரியான டேலண்ட்ஸுக்கெல்லாம் don't put them under pressure and then say one bad performance punishment மாதிரி அப்புறம் you are dropped. Okay, I'll bring in somebody else. இந்த மாதிரி பண்ணனா அவனை சரியா க்ரூம் பண்ண முடியாது. இங்க லாஸ்ட் 3 டெஸ்ட் மேட்சஸ்ல என்ன நடந்ததுன்னா, எஸ்சிஜி அந்த மாதிரி ஒரு சினாரியோல he went in for a win but nobody blamed him. Others said, okay, நீ உன்னோட எஃபர்ட் நீ ட்ரை பண்ணிட்டியா, now I will play for a draw. Everybody played for each other, and that is a beautiful story. இந்த மாதிரியான சினாரியோ தான் ரிஷப் பண்ட்டுக்கு தேவை. அந்த ஒரு மைண்ட் செட்டோட அவன் போனான்னா he can repeat such performances time and again.
Yeah. And one more thing is the rightfully discussed thing is about, see, he's such a precious talent and you cannot not have him in the team. You have to somehow try to have such a player, because very few people in the world can do what he has done. Quinton de Kock, I can see to an extent who could do that. And there is a glaring issue with the wicket keeping, especially wicket keeping for spinners.
100%.
How, if you are the coach, if you are Ravi Shastri, if you are the captain, how do you balance that? How do you balance? How do you improve his wicket keeping skills? Do you play Saha in India or play Rishabh only as a left-hand batsman in India? How do you find this balance?
See, now Washington with the sorry Kishore,
one second, நான் சொல்லிட்டு I'll just have to go on. I have some work, so I'll probably take this question and இன்னும் 2 பாயிண்ட் மட்டும் சொல்லிட்டு I'll just move on. So முன்னாடி சொன்ன மாதிரி ரிஷப் பந்தோட keeping, as I said, he has to improve on his keeping, but on the other hand, so probably his keeping will be tested in Indian conditions when 2 spinners are bowling. So இந்த இங்கிலாந்து சீரீஸ்ல தெரிஞ்சிரும் if he is improved, because இந்த மாதிரி கிரிக்கெட்டர்ஸ் நம்ம எப்பவுமே வந்து ரொம்ப கேஷுவலா பார்க்கணும், பட் கிடையாது, they also work a lot on their skill set. So let's hope that he is working on his keeping in this series, because his batting might not be needed that much in this series, because home conditions, you have the top order, definitely most likely they'll score runs, so maybe a quick 530 or 40 will be needed, so he has to work on that. So let's hope he works on that. If he works on that, then I think a proper wicket-keeper batsman is key. I mean, Australia domination, I would certainly feel that Gilchrist's role was very, very key in that. In so many innings, there were 180, 190, 200 for 5, 400 adipanga. So wicket-keeper batsman who's great at batting and decent, good enough with the keeping, that's good enough in this day and age. So adu kandipa work pannum. And one more thing what I wanted to say and move on is on the final day, why I like Rahane as a captain on the final day la therinjது, because I mean it was very, very clear from the strategy. I mean, right from the team selection, he wanted Washington Sundar just to replace Ravindra Jadeja. He wanted someone to come and score runs. I mean, no one can predict what is going to happen, but you can only have plans in place, which Rahane, I felt, is going by the skill set, by the role, and not by the names, which I like Rahane very much. And also the last day, the role was specific. I mean, even Rahane came in and he went for runs. That was a clear-cut plan that Pujara, you stay at the other. Yeah, Pujara, you stay at the other end. Whoever is coming in will go for their runs. So that is how. I mean, draw might be ensured if wickets fall at the other end. Pujara is still there to draw the game. Or if runs come as what it did, then Australia will be under pressure with Pujara at the other end. So the plans was perfect in place. You can only ask for plans. I mean, the execution, the end result is not in anyone's hand, but the planning was spot on. I'll tell, the plans were spot on the final day, right throughout the series. From the second test, it was a complete, in fact, India, apart from, in hindsight, apart from that 1 hour at Adelaide and few sessions here and there, India dominated this whole series. I mean, as I said, 15 to 16 days of domination in Australia. It comes down to planning, execution, everything. So big hats off to Rahane's leadership, and we also give a lot of flack to Ravi Shastri as coach, but definitely Bharat Tarun, the bowling coach. There are so many things that happened that would have happened after the first test. So hats off to everyone. So it was a complete team effort. I mean, in the whole series, I mean, if you could see, Australia had the leading run scorers were 2 from Australia. The leading wicket takers was 2 from Australia, and yet India won the series 2-1. That means, I mean, actually, to be honest, Australia were caught unawares. I mean, if someone, for example, if India as a team, you would expect Smith and Labuschagne to score. So if suddenly ஒரு வேடோ இல்ல ஹெட்டோ இல்ல கிரீனோ 100 அடிச்சிருந்தாங்கன்னா, India would be caught unawares. அது மாதிரி தான் நடந்தது அவங்களுக்கு. They didn't expect Washington and Shardul to get involved in 120 run partnership. I mean, that partnership turned the whole context of this test match. I mean, ellarume, if you see, everyone put their hands up. It was not only Pujara, it was not only Mayank, it was not only Gill, it was not only Rahane. Everyone did their bit, and it was only
proper 50
100
member
throughout
team.
the whole.
It is
So
it is நீங்க சொல்ற point is telling because none of the Indian batsmen or Indian bowlers topped the batting or bowling charts. Individual charts
top
பத்தி இல்ல. They were
top கூட இல்ல.
yeah,
Even in fact, first
they were
two,
in the middle,
third,
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So this
But
is
then he
this is.
won the
I mean,
series.
actually, இது வந்து ஒரு பெரிய Netflix original எடுக்கலாம் இத வச்சு. How did
Yeah.
this happen? I mean, we are talking
High
for
score.
at least. I'm thinking from yesterday 24 hours. Still, I'm not convinced. How did Australia lose to this side? I mean, again, I'm telling, I'm not taking anything away from this Indian side. But still, if I am Australia, if I am in Tim Payne's shoes, I would be still wondering how did that happen. So with that, I'll
Kishore, but
probably
last
jump.
question. Last
Yeah.
question to you. If I give you all the powers in Indian cricket right now, and you have all the powers, would you retain Rahane as captaincy and ask Kohli to be a batsman in test matches? In test matches, I've given you all powers. Kohli, okay, சொல்லிட்டான். நீங்க எடுப்பீங்களா அந்த decision?
If Kohli is yes, obviously. Rahane, I've always maintained this. Rahane looks
Kishore, go on,
more.
Kishore. You are powerful than Kohli. Go on.
Yeah, no.
Yeah,
Yeah. If
And
Rahane.
நான் முதல்வன் படம் மாதிரி சொல்றேன். இந்த ஒரு நாள் முதல்வர் மாதிரி ஒரு 1 minute all powerful Indian cricket now. You're going to take a decision right now. Will you retain Rahane as test captain?
Yes, 101%. Because two things. One, Rahane looks a more genuine leader. He has more. Let's be honest. He has more technical skills, and he looks a natural leader. And two, it will also help Kohli as a batsman. He can just come and already scoring tons of runs. So probably can concentrate more on run scoring. So definitely I would have. But let's not forget this is Kohli's team again. I mean, he's got this fast bowling attack. I mean, the whole mindset of fast bowlers, are getting. So let's not take everything away from Virat Kohli as a leader. He's also done his bit. But if you give me that 1 second of thing to, if you have Rahane as leader for the test team, I would definitely have Rahane as the leader. But having said that, let's not forget Kohli's contribution to where India is right now.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah. Sure.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay, you guys carry on.
Right.
Probably I will meet up in the next part. See you
Sure,
guys.
sure.
Okay. Thanks, Kishore, for all
Nice
insightful
Yeah.
points. Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah. Bye.
So I'll take your question first about Rishabh Pant wicket keeping skills, right? Calling spade a spade. Okay. With respect to his wicket keeping skills, I saw definitely some improvement. Down the leg side gathering was improved in Rishabh Pant. I think the runs that he's scoring, that confidence would rub onto that. And again, Indian conditions, now this management is starting to visualize some things which has been happening in the past. Mohammad Azharuddin captaincy போது கும்ப்ளே ராஜு சௌஹான் அகேன்ஸ்ட் இங்கிலாந்து டோட்டல் டாமினேஷன் அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு ஆப்ஷன் இப்போ 3 ஸ்பின்னர்ஸ் ஆடுறதுக்கும் இருக்கு இந்தியன் கண்டிஷன்ஸ்ல. ஓகே, இங்கிலாந்து இஸ் நாட் கோயிங் டு ஹேவ் தேர் பிரீமியர் ஓப்பனர்ஸ், எல்லாம் 2 நியூ ஃபேஸஸ், எல்லாரும் வராங்க. மிடில் ஆர்டர் ஜோ ரூட் மேல செம்ம ப்ரெஷர் இருக்கும், பட் ஸ்பின்னர்ஸ் வுட் ரூல் த ரோஸ்ட். அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு சினாரியோக்கு இஸ் ரிஷப் பண்ட் already equipped enough to sort of announce himself and then say, yeah, pick me, I'm ready அப்படின்னா மேனேஜ்மெண்ட்டுக்கு கொஞ்சம் யோசிப்பாங்க கண்டிப்பா, வித் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் டு ஹிஸ் விக்கெட் கீப்பிங் எபிலிட்டிஸ். சாஹா கேன் ஸ்டார்ட் வித் த ஜாப். நவ் நத்திங் டு டேக் அவே ஃப்ரம் த ஹீரோயிக்ஸ் தட் ஹி ஹஸ் டன். ஃபாரின் கண்டிஷன்ஸ்ல என்ன பேட்டிங் அச்சீவ் பண்ணானோ, இட் இஸ் லைக் இது வந்து இந்த ஃபீட்டே அவனாலேயே திருப்பி அச்சீவ் பண்ண முடியுமான்னு கேட்டாலும் அவன் இப்போ சரிக்கு ஓ மை காட்ன்ற ட்ரீம் மூமெண்ட்ல தான் இருப்பான். ஸோ வி ஆல் ஷுட் ரெஸ்பெக்ட் தட்.
An all-time great performance.
Yeah, all-time great.
But I want to know, if in the first test he scored எடுக்கும்போது, would you pick Pant as a batsman and then have Saha as a keeper? Would you do something like that, or will you give one test to Pant and see how it goes?
Problem of plenty, that is what the selectors have had after this tour. Okay, and they have announced a brilliant squad. Okay, ஷர்துல் தாக்கூர், வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தர், முகமது சிராஜ் 3 பேரையும் டீம்ல எடுத்தது வந்து ஸ்பாட் ஆன். ஏன்னா there is really some thinking going on. நம்பர் 8 வந்து ஷர்துல் தாக்கூர் can do the job as a proper bowler for you, but can also play some partnerships. என்ன மாதிரி டீமை பத்தி நம்ம பேசிட்டு இருக்கோம்? this team is actually going up the next level. Selection problem of plenty தான் என் கண்ணில் தெரியுதோ தவிர ஒரு பர்டிகுலர் பிராண்ட் ஆஃப் பிளேயரை வச்சுட்டு ஒன்னை நான் கண்டிப்பா 11ல வச்சிடுறேன், அதுக்கப்புறமா நான் மிச்ச 10 பிளேயர்ஸ் டிசைட் பண்ணிக்கிறேன்ற சினாரியோ இப்ப யோசிக்கவே முடியாது இந்த மேனேஜ்மெண்டால. எவ்ரிபடி ஹேஸ் காட் அ ரோல். Whoever will do the role for that specific conditions, they will play in the 11. அவ்வளவுதான்.
Junior,
So Rishabh,
Junior, yeah. Junior, what would you do? Like, see, for me, he should be there. I just want to know how you will try to fit him, and how do you do it as a selector or a captain or a coach. First test in England, இப்போ நடக்குதுன்னு வச்சுக்கோங்க, what's your thought process?
See, again, நான் என்ன சொல்லுவேன் அப்படின்னா, in a subcontinent condition, from whatever I have seen of Rishabh Pant's collection behind the wicket against spinners is very ordinary. Very ordinary. I have to be honest. So if we have a track that is going to be like a minefield, I don't think we want a minefield to destroy this England team. A flat track is enough. But if the track is going to spin mile probably, then we have to go with Saha. Or if we decide to go with Rishabh Pant, it's an acid test. We cannot be too harsh on him. We have to see how much he could probably get accustomed to the subcontinental wickets and how we can gather the deliveries for the spinners. First thing, we must see that. And then what kind of improvements we can make with him. That is very, very important. Because, see, Rishabh Pant is 23-year-old and Saha is 36. Saha at the maximum can have another year or so if his fitness and everything permits. So Saha can be a fix maybe for one particular series inga use panna, but we cannot look at him for the longer run. For that we need Pant. So we can have this acid test and then see if he can do the job, or if he is miles away, then we need to sit and discuss how Saha can actually improve Rishabh Pant, because that is the need of the hour. We
think
need
that is already happening.
Yeah, Saha,
it's happening.
Whatever he is doing, Saha should join.
இந்த ஒரு பாயிண்ட் சொல்லிடுறேன் ஆதி. இந்த பிரதர்லி பாண்டோட எக்ஸாம்பிள்ஸ் வந்து விஷுவலா எல்லாருக்கும் வந்து அப்படியே அடிக்குது. மொஹம்மட் சிராஜ் 5 விக்கெட் ஹால் எடுத்துட்டு வந்தான்னா பிக் பேர் ஹக் ஃப்ரம் ஜஸ்பிரீத் பும்ரா. வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தர் 3 விக்கெட் எடுத்துட்டு வந்தா அஸ்வின் காத்துட்டு இருக்கான். ஐ வாண்ட் டு பி த பர்சன் ஹூ வாண்ட்ஸ் டு விஷ் ஹிம் ஃபர்ஸ்ட். ரஹானே கிவ்ஸ் த ட்ராஃபி டு நட்டு. ப்ராபப்ளி நீ அடுத்த டீம் செலெக்ஷன்ல இருக்க மாட்டடா, பட் தேங்க்ஸ் அ லாட் ஃபார் வாட் யூ ஹேவ் டன். அந்த ஒரு பிரதர்லி அஃபெக்ஷன் வந்து it is the team bonding is unbelievably visible for everybody who plays the game or doesn't play the game. dressing roomல நம்ம இருக்க மாதிரி ஒரு ஃபீலிங் இருக்கு. ஐயோ அந்த dressing roomல நான் ஏன் இல்ல, அப்படி ஒரு ஃபீலிங் வருது.
முதல்ல வெளியே ஓடி வந்தது வந்து பிருத்வி ஷா. ரொம்ப ஆஃப்டர் தே ஒன் மேல வந்து புடிச்சா, ஏன்னா அண்டர் 19 டீம் மேட் அவங்க ரெண்டு பேரும்.
ஆமா இல்ல அதெல்லாம் தாண்டியாச்சு. அதெல்லாம் தாண்டியாச்சு ஆதி. They would have carried some bond or friendship from their previous tournaments. I understand. But representing India and playing roles, everybody gets a chance, has suddenly said, hey, நான் அடிக்கலன்னா என்ன, இன்னொருத்த அடிச்சாலும் டீம் ஜெயிக்குது இல்ல, அந்த ஒரு இது. அந்த see, credit has to be given to the leadership, the core group who have actually built it. அந்த ஜீனை உள்ள போட்டு எல்லாருக்கு மைண்ட்லயும் திணிச்சிருக்காங்க. It is fantastic for watch. ஆனா அது அந்த பாயிண்ட்ல நான் என்ன சொல்ல விரும்புறேன்னா, ரிஷப் பண்ட் will be least bothered if he is not getting picked to be playing in the 11 for Indian conditions, because he and the entire management knows, entire set of players knows it is a work in progress. So happily he will guide Saha to be the wicket keeping. நான் பண்ணா என்ன, நீ பண்ணா என்ன, இந்தியன் டீம் ஜெயிக்கணும், அவ்வளவுதான். ஸோ ஒரு நல்ல பெர்ஃபார்மன்ஸ் வச்சுட்டு பெர்மனன்ட் ஃபிக்ஸா பார்க்கணும்ன்ற ஒரு நெசசிட்டில இப்போ நம்ம இல்லவே இல்லை. we can actually play. See, to be honest, in hindsight நானே கூட சொல்லிட்டு இருந்தேன், why he keeps switching players. ஒரு 11 ஆனா இன்னொரு 11 அதே காம்பினேஷன் எடுக்க மாட்டேன்றான். maybe I'm thinking, okay, this is the sort of tradition that this particular bunch has set, and they will happily carry it and everybody will be cool about it. அப்படிதான் போயிட்டு இருக்கு. பட்
எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட்,
இம்ப்ரூவ் பண்ணனும், பண்ணுவான். Saha can also help. அந்த மாதிரியான ஒரு bonding I could definitely see
என்னை
with this
பொறுத்த
team.
வரைக்கும் after 1 or 2 years, whatever it is, whatever time he's going to play as a cricketer, Saha should join the Indian setup as a wicket-keeping coach. Actually, there is nobody better at him than, at least for spinners, world cricketல அந்த மாதிரி யாருமே கிடையாது. So I think they're already doing it junior, because the Prasi சொன்ன மாதிரி and Pant வெளியே வந்தபோது there was this beautiful embrace between Saha and Pant. There is the videoல you could see that, and also அந்த ரவி சாஸ்திரி உள்ள பேசிட்டு இருக்கும்போது ஒரு வீடியோ போட்டாங்க இல்லையா, talking to the team. Saha was the guy who was applauding when they called out Pant's name for his contribution. So Prasi சொன்ன மாதிரி they're operating at a much higher level in terms of camaraderie. I just wanted a few quick words on the other debutants, and then I just want to talk a bit on the England series and end the part. So thoughts on Washington Sundar was amazing for me, and then Natarajan, Thakur and Siraj. Just overall your thoughts on all their performances. And Washington looks like a proper batsman in the crease.
இல்ல Washington Sundar first class careerல 159 he has scored. He is no mug with the bat. TNPL I have seen him play opening and then score runs. Okay, that guy was more so known from IPL perspective on what he could do. Batting order 6 or 7 line 20 overs, what can you contribute at the max? Unless your entire team collapses, he can probably play some 30 odd runs. அவ்வளவுதானே தவிர ரியல் டேலண்ட்ன்றது டெஸ்ட் கிரிக்கெட்ல தான் வெளியில வரும். அந்த ஆப்பர்ச்சுனிட்டி கிடைக்கும் போது he fully utilized it. The confidence that he was playing against the likes of premier Australian fast bowlers, he was
that hook
not
shot, right?
at all.
He played off back of his.
Beat of the bat.
எனக்கு என்ன தெரியுமா, அந்த ஷாட் பிளே பண்ணிட்டு கீழே எல்லாம் விழல, அந்த பேலன்ஸ் அப்படியே நிக்குது.
அவனுக்கு தெரியும் அங்கதான் போகுது, 20 seats உள்ளதான் போகுது அந்த பால்ன்றது அவனுக்கு அடிக்கும் போதே தெரியும்.
And the no look six of Nathan Lyon, guy who's approaching 400 test wickets, and after he threw the ball at him, and then that low look six. எனக்கு அதான் சொல்றேன் இல்லையா, ஹர்ஷா போக்லே was also saying that we probably do not understand this generation's mindset at all. We are like still stuck in Dravid and Tendulkar and all those things. என்ன எப்படி ஆடுறான், அவனுக்கு பொறுப்பே இல்ல. The way he got out also, he played a reverse sweep when 10 runs was there.
He received a standing ovation. He received a standing ovation from the entire team because they knew that 20 runs was like a breather. Super இருந்தது. Okay, Washington Sundar அது. Shardul Thakur, he was also not bothered taking challenge, meeting the eye to eye. அதெல்லாம் வந்து this generation of cricketers are definitely much better than the previous guys. His bowling amazing. GABBA wicketல எப்படி போடணும்னு Australian bowlers could have actually learned it from Shardul Thakur.
அவன் வந்து அங்கேயே பிறந்து வளர்ந்தவனுக்கு போட தெரியலங்க. இவன் இப்பதான் மோல்டர் வந்த கிரவுண்டே பாக்குறான். அங்க வந்துட்டு and he's bowling like that, and probably he played the most decisive inning of the test match batting la illaya. The way he changed, he accelerated on the 123. What that was a precursor to even to get a draw, forget winning and all these things.
So actually very interesting Shardulodadu. ஏன்னா whenever we go to away tours la, the one thing that we miss, we have spinning all rounder, probably Jadeja or Ashwin can bat a little bit, but நம்ம ஹர்திக் பாண்டியாவை தான் வந்து அந்த பேஸ் பவுலிங் ஆல்ரவுண்டர் இந்த மாதிரியே நம்ம பார்த்துட்டு இருந்தோம். ஈவன் தோ ஹர்திக் பாண்டியா இஸ் நாட் a red ball bowler, உண்மையா சொல்ல போனா he cannot do the job, he cannot keep bowling 10-20 overs, he's not fit for that role exactly. But our bowlers are really mugs with the bat. They can hardly hold the bat. Shami சும்மா வந்து 2 பால் சுத்தலாமே தவிர neither him nor Umesh can actually seal the team if there is a big collapse. They cannot do much, or they cannot accelerate and take us to a respectable total. But Shardul looks a natural batsman. He can bat. It's not like ஒரு game வந்து அடிச்சா his strokes, his composure, his authoritative stance, he looked a good decent enough batsman. So when we go to this New Zealand, England, etc in the many places we should really look at it, say hey, he needs to be part of this bowling unit, and as an all-rounder add Jadeja, Punt and this guy to the lower order 6, 7, 8. Every team will be like, what are we going to do? This is not the top order that we have to concentrate on. There is something more to this team.
He can be someone like a Sam Curran for us, what England did, right? Sam Curran was the decisive கை அதனால தான் 4-1 தோத்ததே ஆக்சுவலி. நம்ம அவன மோசமா ஆடல. அவனோட இம்பாக்ட்ல தான் தோத்து போனோம். அண்ட்
Very
டாக்கூர்
valid.
again, what about Siraj, man? Amazing.
Siraj பத்தி
Personal
என்னப்பா சொல்றது?
tragedy,
I have become a huge
dad
fan of
died.
Siraj. I have
No,
become a
the
huge
story
fan of
surrounding
Siraj.
it's amazing. How did he come and do that? And also, what
I
kind
mean,
of a performance?
இதுதான் நான் சொல்றேன். See, I always talk about stuff more than cricket skills. Okay, the factor that really drove him was the blessing from his dad and the courage which he developed from all the injuries. சடனா வந்து இது பண்ணும்போது the leadership came and told, no, we still trust you, man, because you are a quality bowler. I know you can get the wickets. அந்த ஒரு ட்ரஸ்ட் ஃபேக்டர் லீடர்ஷிப்பும் கொடுத்தது. இவன் அதை யூட்டிலைஸ் பண்ணிட்டு, ஐ மீன், ஐ ஹவ் செட் இட் இனஃப். ஃபர்ஸ்ட் மேட்ச் தேர்ட் சீமர், செகண்ட் மேட்ச் செகண்ட் சீமர், தேர்ட் மேட்ச் லீடிங் த அட்டாக். இதெல்லாம் வந்து நீ கனவுல யோசிச்சாலும் உனக்கு நடக்காத விஷயங்கள். நெட் போலராக இருந்து நான் வந்து நியூ பால் எடுத்து அகேன்ஸ்ட் ஆஸ்திரேலியன் ஓபனர்ஸ் போட போறேன்றது நீ ட்ரீம் பண்ணலாம். அதான் there is a saying, no, morning between 3:30 to 5:30 அந்த ட்ரீம் வந்ததுன்னா ரியாலிட்டி ஆகும்பா அப்படின்னு நம்மளுக்கு யாராவது சும்மா போற போக்குல சொல்லிட்டு போவாங்க. அதெல்லாம் நடக்காது. ஆனா இவங்க 2 பேர் கேஸ்ல அது நடந்தது உண்மையா, which is like a
நான் ஓவரால் ஒன்னு சொல்றேன். Entire squad கிட்ட there's a bit of irreverence. There's a word called irreverence, right? There's a bit like நடராஜன் கிட்ட பேசும்போது அந்த கமெண்ட் அமேசிங். யூ வாஸ் லைக், ஸ்டார்க் ரொம்ப கம்ஃபர்டபிளா ஃபர்ஸ்ட் பால் கண்ணே தெரியலடா அப்படின்னு. அந்த மாதிரி லைவ் டிவில அவன் சொல்றான், இந்தியா ஆஸ்திரேலியா டெஸ்ட் மேட்ச் இஸ் தி ஹையஸ்ட் ஃபார்ம் ஆஃப் கிரிக்கெட் ஆக்சுவலி. And no, and the whole, they are like, they don't care, they're just feeling they're being themselves. They're given that space. So I mean, again, we have to hark back to fasting and all
that is very important. Given that space, that is very important. The guy, the leader in Rahane, trusted and then said, hey, எனக்கு கவலையே இல்லடா, பும்ரா இல்லைன்னா கவலை இல்லை, அஸ்வின் இல்லைன்னா கவலை இல்லை, நான் ஒன்னு I'm seeing that you can actually deliver it for us.
ஆனா அவங்க என்ன பண்றாங்கன்னா, பும்ரா and அஸ்வின் they're not playing, but they're obviously non-playing cricketers. They're there waiting near the stands, waiting for these players to come. Every time they come and they receive them, and almost
actually like coaching
அவன் வந்து என்ன பண்ணிட்டான், நம்ம தொகுதி பிரிப்பாங்கல்ல, அரசியல தொகுதி பிரிப்பாங்கல்ல, அந்த மாதிரி, ஓகே தமிழ்நாடு கிரீடர்ஸ் தான் நீ பாத்துக்கோ அஸ்வின், இந்த நார்த் சைட்லாம் நீங்க பாத்துக்கோங்க, சவுத் சைடு பார்த்து பாருட்டு the delegation is, the whole thing is
this is where I have to give some credit to Ravi Shastri also. Actually he is from Bangalore, but he played Mumbai cricket, don't forget. Okay, south கிட்டத்தட்ட ஒரு நார்த் வெஸ்ட் அது அந்த மாதிரி பிளேயர்ஸோட எல்லாம் மிங்கிள் ஆயிருக்கான். he is from I mean he has seen almost pan India, right, with respect to the culture and behavior of people, so he can sort of bend down and mingle with everyone. That is actually rubbing off. I mean,
what about this question? நம்ம குல்தீப் மறந்தே போயிட்டோம். What are your thoughts on Kuldeep?
Kuldeep now against England, he is going to be one of the premier spinners.
He'll be the second spinner. I like, எனக்கு அதுல ஒரு சின்ன விஷயம் கூட நடந்தது இல்ல, அந்த ட்ரோஃபி வின் பண்ணும்போது, and then people they called Kuldeep also. They made him part of the whole walking and all those, and then they put an arm around him. You can see that the team cares about all these people. And just going forward, and the questions about the India-England series. What are your thoughts on it? And then, if you can you give me a first test squad, both of you, for the first, because it's not that far away. 1 month.
Agreed. I have really not given it a thought.
ஒரு விதத்துல எப்படி பார்க்கலாம் அப்படின்னா, லாஸ்ட் டைம் இட் வாஸ் 4-0 லைக் கேக் வாக் தான் நமக்கு. பட் இந்த டைம் வந்து நான் இங்கிலாந்து கிட்ட ஒரு பெரிய டிஃபரன்ஸ் என்ன அப்படின்னா, தே ஆர் கமிங் வித், ஐ டோன்ட் கவுண்ட் மொயின் அலி, ஐ டோன்ட் திங்க் ரஷீத் இஸ் ஈவன் கமிங், பட் தே ஹாவ் லீச் அண்ட் டாம்பஸ் actually bowled very poorly. Actually in the Sri Lanka game,
Moin Ali did well in India liya. Can you
Moin Ali சாத்துனாங்க. இங்கிலாந்துல நமக்கு எதிராக நல்லா போட்டான். இந்தியால வந்து he became literally useless. He's a bad bowler in subcontinental conditions actually. But Leach,
he might be Indian batting to play well against spin.
See, till this Australian series, we would have been singing a different tune. But the way we handled Nathan Lyon, probably with the
Confidence.
change in our batting unit, because Shubman Gill looks a fantastic player of spin. He looks
Yeah,
like the old school spin bowling player. சொல்லணும்னா
correct.
ரிஷப் பண்ட் looks really
மதிக்கிறதே
good.
இல்ல. First day he
Yeah,
comes out and smacks them.
கண்டிப்பா. So and then Pant is playing spin well. If we are opening with Rohit Sharma இல்ல, Sharma plays spin well in subcontinent. அதுவும் என்ன சொல்றது, we don't have a Muralidharan or a Shane Warne. இந்த மாதிரி bowlers எல்லாம் Sharma will easily play them well. Pujara is decent enough playing against spin. Probably நம்மளோட அகிலீஸ் ஹீல் வந்து நடுவுல ரஹானே கிட்ட கோலியோட சில ப்ராப்ளம்ஸ் இருக்கு ஸ்பின் பவுலிங் விளையாடுறதுல. That could be the only factor நமக்கு. But
Leeds, நீ சொன்ன மாதிரி Leeds is an interesting bowler. Yeah.
He might be probably the biggest weapon England will
Team
have.
போட்டேன்.
But batting unit England பார்க்கறப்போ I don't know. Stokes was very average last time when he came, but he is now an improved player. We don't know what Stokes can do. I think Joe Root will have a big say. அவங்க openers மேல they say Crawley is a good opener. He can play spin well, etc. But I'm not sure to what extent
It'll
he
be a
can do.
massive challenge. It'll be equal to what Shubman Gill and all those people face here for them actually coming to India and
So
playing.
it's difficult, but I don't know whether Josh Butler will play or they will go for Folks. So
Butler will come. Butler will be there. எனக்கு ஒரு டவுட் இருக்கு. எனக்கு ஒரே ஒரு சின்ன விஷயம் என்னன்னா, one advantage England might have is they are already playing in kind of slow wickets, which is similar to Indian wickets in Sri Lanka. They're already kind of in that kind of a nick, and Indians are playing at a different pace right now, because of the Australian wickets. So acclimatization might take a bit more time, I feel, for India, but I think they'll be able to manage. So hail Shastriya. கொஞ்சம் அதிகமா பரவாயில்ல, but yeah, okay, super. Of course, we cannot deny. I mean, see, this is like a team which doesn't have the main captain, which didn't have the bowling leader, which didn't have any of these players, bowler after bowler after bowler. I would say more credit should be given to Bharat Arun, actually, who nobody speaks about for I don't know what reason. He should be
Now,
given
with respect
Dronacharya
to
award or something. So,
see, with respect to Shastri, I would like to definitely register this viewpoint. Okay, halfway through the series, he passed a loose comment, but then there is some other leadership or core group who is fighting those instincts also, and then coming up with results. But விக்டரி ஆன பிறகு எப்பயும் பிரஸ் கான்ஃபரன்ஸ்ல வந்து பேசுற சாஸ்திரி பத்தி
அது எனக்கு
நம்மளுக்கு
புரியல
தெரியும்.
அவ்வளவுதான். Yeah.
தட்ஸ் ஓகே. பட் சாஸ்திரியோட ஃபேக்டரும் டெஃபினட்டா இட் இஸ்
இல்ல, I
பர்சன்டேஜ்
think in
லெவல்ல
this
some
kind of a
20%
series,
it is working with this current team. ஸோ அந்த அளவுக்கு தான் கிரெடிட் கொடுக்க முடியுமோ தவிர அதுக்கு மேல கொடுக்க முடியாது. சாரி.
இல்ல இந்த மாதிரி சீரீஸ்ல where all is lost, where playing confidence is what you need, almost like a military general மாதிரி இல்லையா? So you like, come on guys, ன்ற மாதிரி ஒரு mode really worked for this team in this kind of a situation.
இல்ல, see, actually,
இல்ல, எனக்கு I felt like in the
situation was exactly what he is made for. See, normally his press conference or probably whatever decisions India have made, there is no logic behind it. But in the series, having been given this kind of a precarious situation, we had nothing to lose for starters. Innone, with Rahane as the captain, probably he said, I'm looking at this team and I am thinking we need some team balance. We just cannot go with name for sake players. அது நல்லாவே தெரிஞ்சது ரஹானேவோட செலக்ஷன்ல. So maybe he said probably to Ravi Shastri, you can do all your great antics once your partner comes back. You have ample enough of time in your life to do it. But for now, please leave this to me. Right? I don't want a legacy printed, but rather I want to be called as a captain who had some sense. Please don't take that away from me. So
எனக்கு என்ன காமெடி ஆச்சுன்னா, அந்த பிசிசிஐ கடைசியா ஒரு வீடியோ போட்டாங்கல்ல, மோட்டிவேட்டிங். அந்த வீடியோ ஆக்சுவலா இட் ஜஸ்ட் கன்ஃபர்ம்ட் வாட் வி தாட். ஆக்சுவலி இட்ஸ் ஜஸ்ட் லைக் பிளேன் மோட்டிவேஷன். கம் ஆன் கைஸ், பிளே வித் ஹை எனர்ஜி, என்ஜாய் சொல்லும்போது எனக்கு சரக்கு தான் ஞாபகம் வருது திருப்பி.
One of the press conferenceல one guy asked, hey Shastri, you are known for your one-liners to this team. Go. Like that, what you said to the current team. Don't forget you are playing for India. அப்படின்னா அதான் சரி, அது முடிஞ்சு போச்சு. அது ஐ திங்க் இட் வுட் ஹவ் ரப்ட் ஆன் சர்டன் பீப்புள்.
சட்டையை பிடிச்சு படிக்க, டேய் நான் ஆப்பிரிக்கால விளையாடுறேன்.
ஆக்சுவலா அது சொன்னப்போ மேபி கில் would have found it wow, Pant would have found it like wow.
இல்ல வாவ் ஃபேக்டர்லாம் அடிக்கும் கண்டிப்பா சில பேருக்கு.
இல்ல, நான் சொல்றேன், I refuse to believe that a bunch of serious international cricketers will be fooled by a guy who's just sitting there and
இல்ல
motivating.
இல்ல இல்ல இல்ல
So
இல்ல
there
இல்ல
is
இல்ல ஒரே
something
ஒரு
happening there. Yeah.
இல்ல இல்ல அதுதான் நான் சொல்ல வரேன். வாஷிங்டன் சுந்தர் அண்ட் தாக்கூரோட ஃபெல் லைக் அப்பா there is some positivity, but ரோஹித் சர்மா be like எல்லாத்துக்கும் இதான் சொல்ற, தோத்தாலும் இதான் ஜெயிச்சாலும் இதான், இதே புராணத்தை நானும் கேட்டுக்கிட்டே தான் இருக்கேன். he would have laughed his ass off. சொல்லு தலைவர் பேசுறா கேட்டுக்கங்க அப்படின்ற மாதிரிதான்.
சுந்தர் வந்து அஸ்வின் என்னடா இப்படி பேசுறாரு, இப்படி கேக்குறாரு, தயா பேசிட்டு இருக்கா 100 மேட்சா. இந்த படத்துல நாங்க படத்தைதான் பாத்துறோம். இது உனக்கு இதான் FDFS, நான் இத 100வது ஷோ பாக்குறேன்.
Ashwin's strategical acumen, okay, Rohit Sharma's handling of youngsters, and Rahane allowing other leaders to also take the ownership and sort of take the lead. இதுதான் சேஞ்ச் கொண்டு வந்திருக்கோம் தவிர there is definitely some other factors which
இது எல்லாருமே சொல்லிட்டே இருந்ததுதான். There can be only one person who can stay with this team. It should be either Virat Kohli or Ravi Shastri. You put both of them together, it's a problem. Illa seriously we could see that there is some element of change.
இந்தியா இங்கிலாந்து சீரிஸ்ல அவங்க தான் வர போறாங்க. சோ அந்த ஃபர்ஸ்ட் டெஸ்ட்ல பார்த்து தெரிஞ்சிரும்.
How many times Shastri used the word unreal after these guys won the trophy? அதுவே நம்மளுக்கு ஒரு மெசேஜ் சொல்லுது இல்லையா? unreal.
So see, first match oda team selection மறந்துறாதீங்க. இது மட்டும் பாருங்க, first match oda team selection மறந்துறாதீங்க. That was the only moment in the series where these two people coexisted. And the match oda selection abysmal. We all said abysmal selection. We ended up losing the game.
By the way,
let's not go with the results alone. Results were achieved earlier also. நான் என்ன சொல்றேன், ஒரு கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்டிவா யாராவது ஒரு வீக்னஸ் ஸ்பாட் பண்ணிட்டு அதை கன்ஸ்ட்ரக்டிவா க்ரூம் பண்ணி அடுத்த லெவல் எடுத்துட்டு போறியா? அந்த மாதிரியான தாட் ப்ராசஸ்லாம் எனக்கு ஒன்றும் தெரியல.
தாக்கூர் ப்ளே பண்ணிருக்க மாட்டாரு. We would have played Kuldeep Yadav.
Exactly.
நம்ம பண்ணிருப்போம்.
Going by the names க்கு பதிலா going by the role specific. Okay.
We'll do a separate part on the coaching setup and all that, because again Ravi Shastri பத்தி பேசினா எல்லாருக்கும் எமோஷன் ஆயிடும் நம்ம. So Prashant's 11 over here is unreal as replaced Fraser Bullet. Yes. Yeah, ஆமா அங்க உள்ள கன் வச்சு வெயிட் பண்ணிட்டு இருப்பாங்க, திருப்பி Fraser Bullet சுட்டுருவாங்க அவங்க. So Prashant's 11 for the first test is Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, Saha, Sundar, Ashwin, Kuldeep, Bumrah and Thakur. Interestingly, you picked Thakur. Don't you think Ishant Sharma will come back?
Yeah, but the batting also that he provides, okay, taking on the batting. Nalla point, but see, with respect to the bouncers and other aspects, you either play Bumrah or Ishant. Keep resting the seniors. One of them would do the job. நான் ஏன் இஷாந்த் கொஞ்சம் ரெஸ்ட் எடுக்கணும்னா, இன்ஜுரிக்கு அப்புறம் வந்து அஃப்கோர்ஸ் he would like to prove a point and all that, but he is our senior guy, right? Bumrah இந்தியன் கண்டிஷன்ஸ்ல ஆடினதே இல்லை. First 2 matches very very important. Let Bumrah lead the attack and guide Thakur, who could also bring in some batting prowess. Kuldeep, he can't bat. Bumrah, no batting.
Saha or Pant, yeah. For the first test. And Hardik Pandya has been picked as a pure batsman in the series. That's what they told. Any thoughts on that? They won't pick him, otherwise they don't want to play him. Yeah, he's not just picked just like that. So
see, we
Junior
have
11 and thoughts on that?
So இல்ல just இது மட்டும் தான் போட போறேன். Small changes தான்.
Adi, another 5 minutes I can be there, and then
we are closing the pod. This is the last topic.
Okay. Cool.
By the way, there is an interesting question from Shriram Shekhar. He spoke about the rise of Washington Sundar, Natarajan, Ashwin leadership. Will that reflect in the Tamil Nadu team? Will we do better? Yeah.
100%.
Any thoughts on that?
100% yes. Because of what happened to Nattu specifically, there would be more people thinking, oh, okay, let me at least initially target IPL as the focus and start to impress some of the eyes. அது கண்டிப்பா நடக்கும். They would be more expressive now. results would definitely start to come out.
So Nattu will also motivate the other people like that. If you are doing well, that you can play for
Yeah.
India. So one good thing about this whole series is how Ranji performance has been rewarded actually
Fantastic.
for all the players.
Seriously.
So that gives a lot of hope to. நம்ம ஒரு ஓப்பனர் பத்தி பேசணும், அபிமன்யு ஈஸ்வரன் பத்தி பேசின ஒரு பாடல நீ கூட சொன்னீங்க, அப்படி ஒருத்தர் இருக்கானா, யுவர் ஆஸ்கிங் பெங்காலுக்கு. So he has been added to the
He's
squad
there,
actually. He is there in this as a standby opener actually. So that's what now I like the whole way it is going. They're rewarding India A performances. They are taking under 19 program is fantastic, and also they're also rewarding the domestic performance. That's how it should go. I like the order of replacements. When as soon as injury வரும்போது, they didn't go for the hype. They picked Saini, then they had to pick Saini, even just because of performance. Whether he did well or not, அதுல ஆனா ஒரு லாஜிக் இருக்கு அதுல.
Correct.
Aditya, Junior's 11 is Shubman Gill, Rohit Sharma, Pujara, Kohli, Rahane, Pant. I'm so surprised you picked Pant. Okay.
I wanted that acid test for the first game to see what we can do.
Our World Test Championship is on the balance. So Indian conditions, if you're playing 3 spinners, I wanted Saha. That's all. I mean, Pant can also improve.
Actually, I'm playing 2 spinners. And if I'm looking at a normal track, abdina, I kind of feel 3 spinners might not be needed. Generally, if we playing on a slow, low minefield, abdina, then yes, 3 spinners and there could be Saha. But normal subcontinent track, maybe this
justifiable. இது ஆர்குமெண்ட்க்கோசரம் நான் போடல. என்னோட பாயிண்ட் ஆஃப் வியூ நான் சொல்ல விரும்புறேன் என்னன்னா, சைக்கலாஜிக்கலா ஒரு 3 ஸ்பின்னரை வச்சு அவங்கள அடிக்கணும். அந்த மாதிரி இருக்கும்போது ஐ எம் ஆல்சோ பேக்கிங் some of the players who can bat lower down the order. அது வந்து அவங்களுக்கு ரொம்ப ஒரு இங்கிலாந்து ஒரு
you had Thakur at the end.
Yeah, correct.
Yeah, that'll be demoralizing to have someone like a Thakur at number 11. My God, okay. As a bowling unit, yeah. So, yeah, Ashwin, Kuldeep, 2 spinners, interesting, and you're picking Thakur. Somehow I feel that they will pick Hardik Pandya as the batsman instead of Bihari. I don't know why. Because I think that's why he was even picked in the 11. I don't think you pick Hardik Pandya to just keep him away. Despite he can't bowl, he was picked as a batsman. So something tells me that
it will be interesting to see if we are going to go with 5 bowlers. Generally, India we play only 4 bowlers. We don't think we need the 5th bowler. We feel 4 bowlers are generally enough to roll over oppositions. இப்படிதான் நம்ம விளையாடுறோம். But without Jadeja, can we do that? அதுதான் ஒரே
see Jadeja's impact in this particular series and Washington Sundar, what he did after provided a chance, definitely would throw some ideas and perspectives for Virat Kohli also to be a bit more relaxed in his 4 bowler approach and then say, okay, let me have an all-rounder. Now Hardik Pandya is not going to bowl abdinana. I don't see him really playing in the 11 as a pure batsman in test matches. ODI T20 pannatom, that's a different ball game, right? Test matches you play proper batsman.
Abhishek is saying in test matches in Indian wickets, if we need batting at 8 down, we seriously have problems of batting. Yeah, I understand that. Number overstacking of batting, but again, Jadeja is such a crucial guy in India. We keep because he comes and picks wickets every time. He's kind of an invisible guy. Yeah. So our replacement is a very challenge. Kandipa. The workload on Ashwin, everything matters. And
actually, we left out Aksar. ரெண்டு பேரோட டீம்லயும் we left out Aksar, but Aksar seems to be the like-to-like replacement for Jadeja. If we play 3 spinners, then I don't think we can count out Aksar. Ashwin, Kuldeep, Anwan, Sundar, எல்லாருமே someone who will take the ball in towards right-hander. No one will be able to take the ball away. So Aksar will be the only option without Jadeja first 2 tests.
Aksar is a decent first class record also. 139 something.
Interesting to see what we
that is why between Akshar and Kuldeep, I was thinking about it. Kuldeep is a Chinaman. He is not a regular left arm spinner. So அதுவே வந்து if he bowls with 2 angles, it is going to create a lot of doubts. See, when it comes to playing Indian quality spin, the 2 foreign teams that really struggle, other teams will actually work it out also. They come do the hard grind, sweep shots லாம் improve பண்ணுவாங்க, ஆஸ்திரேலியாவும் சவுத் ஆப்பிரிக்காவும். பட் இங்கிலாண்டும் நியூசிலாண்டும் ஒரு ஸ்பெல் போறோம், the team will collapse. அப்படியே வரிசையா 4-5 wickets in a session விடுவாங்க, only for spinners. அந்த பேசிஸ்ல தான் I'm picking Kuldeep ahead of Akshar.
Yeah, England, but if they need a blueprint, they have to look at the 2-1. But they had like unbelievable batsmen at the time. They had Alistair Cook and Kevin Peterson, so they don't have that kind of quality right now. Joe
And
Root will
also
be
Matt
key.
Pryor role, Matt Pryor
Matt Pryor.
role as a
Oh, yeah.
wicketkeeper.
Matt
Fantastic.
Pryor,
And
Ian Bell was there,
Yeah, yeah.
Trott was there. They had a very good batting.
Wicket
And Monty
keeping actually in
Panesar as
England
a left
it will be a concern right now. With, if they're
Yeah.
going to pick Josh Butler in Indian wickets in turning tracks, it will be a problem as a wicket keeper. Actually, Folks is a better wicket keeper. It's a pure wicket keeper. So they have to make that call, just like how we struggle with Pant and all that. So they have the same conundrum. But anyway, thank you. Thanks for joining this pod. Shastri can be sacked. Another no. You can
Back
please have to come into this. Positive
Adi, okay.
okay.
Adi, I have
Yeah,
to.
we'll take it off. We'll close the part. Thank you for joining, Prasi. Thank you for joining, Junior.
No problem.
1.5 minutes. Actually, we packed in too much. We'll get on to next England series. We'll do more content. So,
Okay.
thanks, guys. Thanks for all the commenters and for all the questions and all that. So, thank you.
Please subscribe if you are new, and if you like the
sorry,
video,
sorry.
like, share the video, and reach out to your friends to see if they like it, so that we can have a lot more discussion and a lot more comments from fans across India at least. So yeah, thanks a lot.
அதே மாதிரி பண்ணிடுறேன் நானும் taking a bit from you guys also. Adi and Junior, they also visit my channel regularly with respect to 22 Yard Secrets. So ரெண்டு சேனலையும் subscribe பண்ணுங்க audience, please. We are planning to grow together.
We will be giving you a channel
I
link in
will
the
give a
description.
channel link on the video. Yeah, you can.
I should also do that
subscribe.
in my channel when you guys visit. Yeah, thanks you.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Bye.
Thank you. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.